just... Okay, hey Cozy, welcome in, welcome in. Let me just put out some love. Just quickly put my website up there just in case anybody wants to take a little who I am, what I do, and why I do it. So, oh, got energy around me already. Ooh la la. My nose twitches, we got energy around. So let me just pin that. Hey TJ, welcome. Let me just make sure that's okay. Ooh la la, no, I did it, I missed a letter. Just sorry, just give me 2 seconds. So, ooh la la. Karen Makowski. .com. I believe that's... Let's try again. Replace pin message. Okay, welcome in. Ooh la la, so this is unusual for me on a Monday. Spooky Tuesday tomorrow. I just want to make sure I've spelled that correctly. Didn't miss a letter. Welcome in. Okay, welcome. I'm just gonna give it a few more moments. I just wanted to cozy. Hey, welcome. I just wanted to do something a little bit different tonight. I want to, obviously I'm going to be connecting and tapping into the perpetrator's energy of Nancy Guthrie. Ooh la la. Very necessary. I've kind of been sort of tapped in, so it's not going to be like my normal remote viewing. I'm just going to be getting insights, sort of tapping in, more of an analysis, but an analytical. Well, I'm going to be remote viewing, so when I do tap in though, I'll be sort of I'm going to be watching. I've kind of been sort of connected to the, I'm going to say one of the I call him the skinny guy, one of the perpetrators, because I've sort of seen him, I feel like his energy is the easiest to sort of connect to. Well, especially due to the fact that I've obviously been given authorization, you know, obviously from the highest order to connect. So, you know, got to abide by first law and all that beautiful stuff. But it's interesting because it's strange. It's strange how people think this 3D reality is it. Like you can sort of get away with stuff here, you can hide out, you can go on the run and things like that. But that's not the reality. This is, to me, this is just the bigger realities are, you know, beyond these realities. So kind of what's seen on the different dimensions, they see a hell of a lot more. They can see where people are going. They can see where people are sticking around. They can see, you got to understand the spirit realm. It's very important. It's more important than this three-dimensional reality. And you most certainly cannot hide from the Supreme Divine. Absolutely not. No way, not God. And speaking of God, it's weird because when I'm tapped into this particular, there's irony here because abducting an 84-year-old lady in the middle of the night from her bed, right? Probably for money, whatever, you know. Nancy's location is now published. It's ready to buy. So I do have some extra copies here. So Michelle, TJ, yours is on the way. Interesting. Now the location. So I'm kind of glad it came today. Changed the. You'll notice as well they've changed the paper. So I need to just check that for. I don't know if it's just for the ozone, the green. It's like they use it for green paper, but you know, first thing I noticed was like, hello there. So Nancy's location, I've pretty much given, the state police now, Arizona State Police, plenty of time to, I've sent the report book and everything. So I know you can't hide from God, but it's the fact that I've been following the perpetrators' movements, obviously in part in volume 2. Well, obviously I've got an idea of when I feel like I've got a very good idea of where you will find Nancy, but you'll also find the perpetrators too within that same corridor. So this is really important. Now, every time I try and it's interesting. It's there's where's the diagram? There is. Okay, strange. Where is my diagram? I know it's in here. Oh, there it is. So it's going to give you a sort of idea of all that beautiful stuff. But it's all to do with, it's much more than just, oh, excuse me, hello, oh la la, I've got energy all over me. So it's okay. It just means probably getting me ready for the remote viewing. So yeah, there's I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, TJ. Those who want to, or are following the case very closely, you can now purchase my volume 3. Go to my website, drkarmakowski.com. But again, following the perpetrators' movements to get to, from that point, to get to Nancy's location. Again, abducting a woman in the middle of the night for God knows what reason. But the guy, I feel like it's the skinny guy. He believes in God. It's very strange. He has this, it's very strange when I come across criminals who are very aware of, you know, who they are and what they do, and I don't judge people, but it's very strange. Fellow, hey, you're welcome, Gerhard, welcome in. It's very strange when they have this belief in God, but yet they're abducting 84-year-old women from a bed in the middle of the night. That's not a godly thing to do. And it's strange that I feel like this guy is more concerned by being judged by God, you think, right, than he is by being judged by law, the justice system. It's very strange. I don't understand this mentality, and I really don't want to either. But it's strange because anybody that really truly believes in God and you're out there hurting, committing crimes against humanity and hurting human beings, you better start working on that redemption. Because if you seriously truly believe your faith in your God is strong, again, depending on which kind of God you're praying to or believe in, but I feel like he always talks about, when I'm sort of connecting, there's always this element of, oh, forgive me, God. It's like, you're not going to get that forgiveness, so I'm putting this out there now just in case we come across just in case that person's watching. Especially after Savannah put her video out this morning. It's important to get two sort of versions because that's a godly woman. Nancy was a godly woman, a woman of God, a child of God. And then you've got this guy who's believes in God, but is committed a horrendous offense to God. It's very strange behavior. So that you need to, that guy, I don't care about the other one I was connecting to. No, zero empathy, zero. That one's off the charts. But I feel like one of them, and now I don't know if his faith in God is private, like he keeps it quite, like he don't really tell many people, and if he does, it's probably a small circle. But I feel like he is just, again, even really from, I would say, the first few weeks, I was feeling like he wants to do the right thing. He wants to go, like, I still feel like he might have just been the driver, to be honest, but I feel like he wants to, come forward, I really do, but right now, because it's been going on so long, it's almost like there's never a wrong time to come forward and do the right thing at all. So I would urge him to, and if he's really, relying on his faith for some sort of forgiveness, he's got to earn it. He's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to start. He wants that redemption. He's going to have to start earning it. I'm telling you, because he's not going to get it at the end. I'm so sorry, forgive me. I don't think so. That's just not how this works. That's religious delusion. So that really annoys me. But again, just kind of, that's absolute indoctrination, religious indoctrination, when you think you can just commit the most heinous crimes and think you're going to be forgiven by the Most High God. Oh, good Lord. So there is a way to redeem yourself, but you got to go through you want redemption, you got to earn it, you got to do the right thing, you got to come forward, you know. So I tell you, this case has taught me so much. It's taught me about the most disgraceful people on the internet and everything. It's taught me so much. I already knew there was, but I to have this sort of confirmation and what people will do and how far they will go to make money and all that kind of, like, you know, online. So I even state it in my books and everything. But he can, you know, if he wants to get right with God, he needs to do the right thing. So now every time, like I say, when I'm connecting to him, there's a lot of telepathy, so I'm kind of hearing what he's feeling, and he's anxious and everything, and like, well, you know, I'll put my 2 cents in, do the right thing. The longer you're on the run, the worse it's going to be, you know. So it's not going to get any better, it's just going to get worse. So that's the way I see it. And I'm not as lovingly nice as Savannah either. I'm a realist. I'm real. There's no sugarcoating this at all. Like, you know what you've done. It's terrible, but you need to come forward. You need to tell Nancy's loved ones where they can find her, so they can bring her home. They've already started the grieving process. Now they need to start the healing. And it's in any missing persons case. No family should ever be dealing with this, having to sort of, will I ever get closure? I mean, closure is it's a time frame thing, but when you're stuck in limbo because you can't find your loved one, it is very hard. It's very hard it's bad enough that you got to grieve, but it's hard. You can't start the healing process correctly because all you want to do is find your loved one. And every family that's got missing loved ones deserves to grieve and heal, and that's a timely process anyway. So it's just very sad. So I'm really good when I'm tapping in today, and I'm going to be connecting to that perpetrator's energy again. I'm going to be trying to see what influence I want to try and get an idea of what influence I can have, because I'm hoping that I can sort of reach him. Oh, hello. I mean, when it comes to like Nancy's location, the perpetrator's location, I mean, they were literally spotted at one point in Miami, Arizona. So whether or not they're still there, that would be telling, but I'm intrigued. However, I'm still going to continue to keep tapping into the energy and trying to find out exactly where they're moving around to, because, oh, hello, for the love of God. Energy all over me. I'll keep it coming. So that is one area. Well, hi, Kerry. Welcome. Oh, for the love of God. You're going to have to give me a minute. I've got freaking energy all over me. It's great. It's great for the fact that when I start sort of tapping in, it's going to be, bring it in, connectors. I've already made the intention, start connecting me to that guy, one of the perpetrators. So, welcome. Yes, Kerry, I know you've already got volume 1 and 2, but volume 3 is ready, and I do have extra copies here. I've got them through today. So if you are interested in Nancy's location, the 3rd volume, let me know, reach out. How are you finding Palantis Planet? And secondly, Palantis Planet, I do have some copies on the way. Volume 2 are also on the way, and you're going to learn a hell of a lot more. So, but welcome in. It's nice to see you. Well, let me just catch up. So, yes, volume 1 and 2, now 3 we have. So far, the first 2 have been amazing. I am excited for this one. Do you know, this was kind of emotional. They've all been emotional. Because, but again, there's like new information at the beginning as you start, you know, the report books. For the love of God energy, I know my guardians, I love it. I love it when my guardians are around me, but just give me a moment. No wonder my nose twitches so much. It's like, I'm feeling a very strong, like, proud energy. That's nice. I like it. So yeah, this is going to be covering CCM, Cold case CCMP 91. Yeah, whenever you're ready. But yeah, just wanted to let you know I've got volume 2 on the way. I'm not sure if you've read volume 1. I'm not sure if you've read volume 1 on Palantir's Planet yet, and if you are, how did you find it? Volume 2 is a lot more it's a lot more detailed. It goes into who the new army are and everything, the Palantir warriors, and you know, it's brilliant. Very emotional to write as well. And then the third volume of Palantir's Planet is going to be the Caribbean Airways frequency, which is basically to get to. It's the frequency, the airways frequency you need to when you're mind traveling and to get to Palantir's Planet through the 14th dimension. It's Caribbean Airways frequency. That's going to be volume 3. I'm still waiting for. Oh, hello. I'm getting confirmation beps and everything right now. Okay. Oh la la. Yeah, this is. It's just, I can't even believe how emotional this whole case has been, how much energy, time, everything I've invested in it. I didn't ever think I was going to be invested in. I mean, that doesn't mean cases in the future aren't going to get me like this. It's just, I feel like there was just so much to learn from Nancy's disappearance. I really do. So it's awful because of that. But what I feel like she's revealed is just phenomenal. And it's just, yeah, it's interesting. But like I say, Miami, Arizona, one specific location, they were sort of like seen. But again, whether they're going to be lingering in that area or whether they're still there, that remains to be seen. But so welcome everybody. Yes. But again, but like Nancy's location, that finally came today. I'm so sorry, TJ and Michelle. It was like 3 days late. I mean, they should have been here. No, actually, they should have been here 2 days ago. Sorry. I was like, really, where's my books? I've got people waiting for them. So at least they're out now, and then you should have them. I'm hoping you have them. I'm hoping you get them before Thursday because. Hang on a minute, is it Thursday or Saturday? Now Thursday, Saturday, I'm giving you an extra few days, so hopefully you'll get the book report and then you can correlate it with the real-time remote viewing sessions for my members, so of Nancy's location coming on Saturday, so you'll be able to go, oh yeah, ooh, interesting, you know what I mean? Let me just see what's going on because I feel, you know, they clearly want me tapped into this guy. That was the intention, so. Now, I'm going to need you to do me a favour because I am so effing shadow banned. I'm telling you right now, I'll state this clearly. When you speak truth and you're a truth speaker and you're doing things the right way with ethics and all that beautiful stuff, you are not just going to get shadow banned. They are not even going to put, this evil YouTube is not even going to put you out there. If you're a liar and a fraud and a thief and all that kind of disgraceful human shit, right? And you're using someone's name that's trending to make money, you're going to be viral. That is exactly one lesson I took from this. And I've shared it a couple of times, probably in my members chat only, but I will state this. Since I started Nancy's case and I was really tapping into what was, you know, a lot of information, especially with my real-time remote viewing ability, I've went from 20,000 views on my videos to, as you can see, they really did not want, for some weird reason, YouTube, I guess it's got to be to do with my abilities, that's all I can put it down to, or the level of truth that's coming and the sort of exposure that I'm bringing to the table too. You don't just shadow ban somebody who has that sort of many views with that many subscribers to next to zero to even if I can reach 100 at the moment. So they really are showing how absolutely Nazi-ish shit that this YouTube is disgusting. I understand who is sort of running it, obviously, but that is Nazi behaviour, fascism to the everything. That's what it is. No, they don't like truth speakers. They don't like truth coming out. It's as simple as that. So if you want to lie, cheat, steal, and all that and steal, and just use people, use misery and everything to make money off, you know, people and the public, and just like, you'll be okay, right? If you want to steal people's content, you'll be good. YouTube will love you. You speak truth, they will shut you. Well, it's very hard to sort of shut me down right now, but that does not mean they're not trying. They're probably just hoping that I just sort of shut myself down. It's not going to happen, because I'm not going against the policies, their own policies. And to be honest, you know, I'll probably have to sue them at some point, the way it's going. But because it's a freedom of speech, it's an infringement. They are absolutely anti-first law, anti-freedom of speech, anti-freedom of expression, anti-freedom of anything. As long as you're a crooked, you're not a very good human being, you're a liar, and what I just covered, you're good to go with this disgusting sight. But they're all the same. They're all the same. These social media platforms, really, we know who oversees them, like basically runs them. It's not rocket science, is it? So I just kind of accepted the fact that I'm just going to be shadow banned. So if you want to help me, in order to really just like annoy the algorithm and push it through, you would have to sort of share the videos, unfortunately. And I don't normally ask people to do that. I just give it, you know, free will, and do what you want. If you want to like, share, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff, but I'm not ever going to beg. I'm too authentic for that. And I have the right people watching me as well. I have the right types of people following me. I'm not really for the masses, but the level of, you know, the major suppression right now on YouTube and these social media platforms when you're a true speaker, it's just phenomenal. But that shows you how afraid they are, how they are so fearful, so fearful of the truth coming. It's changing the reality. So that's what happens when truth changes realities. Lies don't. So lies continue, keep up narratives. Truth is everything. You can't work with, you can't work with, you know, with lies. You can only work with truth. So I feel like that's huge. And obviously when you understand my red files as well, I don't hold back in those. That's why they're memberships only, because of what I do expose. I get it, but I'm not going to stop. So, and I'm not afraid of these little creatures either. I'm not afraid of anything. You're joking, right? I've escaped this matrix. My mind is not trapped by these creatures. So when you understand all of that, you think differently. You just accept things. You know, this is the third dimensional reality. It's hell on earth. It's controlled by evil people, demons, and everything. So what can you expect? They don't like light worries. They don't like light workers. They don't like truth. So we just have to keep illuminating the light. So, and unfortunately, as you can see when you go on the internet and you can see a lot of these platforms, it's just, there's no authenticity at all. There's very little authenticity on social media platforms. It's all garbage. A lot of it's all garbage, and then a lot of it's content theft. So what can you expect? But I'm never going to stop speaking the truth. It's my life's mission. So what I want to do, and again, it's strange, I'm trying to push through the algorithm. They don't like it. But it's what they create. If you can keep pushing through their own, I don't know, a lot of it's so AI right now as well, and the fact that some people don't know the difference between AI and real videos kind of proves a lot of people shouldn't even be probably on the internet, because that's bad. That's major bad mind control, brainwashing. That's bad news for the collective. So if you're not part of that and you can move your minds away from that sort of mind control and programming, please, for the love of God, do. It's the only thing that's going to, you can't be a completely free human being and enjoy true freedom until you free the mind. You've got to find a way to escape this vile social media matrix, I'm telling you. It's bad for the mind, it's bad for the soul. So, let's see what's going on. I'm just going to get my guardians to reconnect me to that energy, his frequency, one of the perpetrators. So while they're doing that, I'll just come back to the table. Is there any questions you want to ask? Anything like that? I wonder if I'll get visitors tonight. Good evening, Mom of Doctor. How are you? Welcome, welcome in. I'm already feeling that beautiful lunar energy. I'm already aware that the little witches and warlocks are out there like, oh my God, full moon already. They're all at it already. It's great. Therapy. That's what they need. Oh, but don't worry about it. Awareness is the key to these little creatures in human form. So this is a real thing. It happens all the time. They love the little moon cycles, right? With the little witches, the little covens and all that kind of crap. Just call on whoever it is that, you know, whoever you pray to, or just put your, you know, call on Jesus, Yeshua. And yeah, where's the Trial Patrol? Yes, Steve, where you at, Steve? So, yeah. You don't need to worry. It only affects people when you're not aware of it. Once you're aware of it and you understand it, it don't even affect you. Don't get in. And again, just, hey Michelle, welcome in, welcome in. So you can always just like, and again, if you're not sure, just like anything sent to my energy field, return to the senders. You have a right to do that. So, ooh la la. Yes. I've just covered a few things there, Michelle, but you might want to just sort of at some point rewatch the beginning. I'm just waiting for my guardians to let me know we're reconnected with one of the perpetrators. I want to see where they are. I want to try and reach out to him telepathically. See if I can convince him to, because he's being seen. They're being seen, they're being monitored. There's higher forces at play right now, and they are not messing around with these little creatures anymore. So they're going to be monitored until they get caught or they give themselves up. Strange, when I was watching Savannah's video today, I'm like, I wonder, I have a feeling you know more. Like, she may be aware of who they're looking for. Because obviously the law enforcement and the FBI is not going to tell us anything. I think we've all accepted that now. That's why they're running with narratives and everything. So, yeah, I'd appreciate it for any newcomers if you want to like and subscribe. But I'd be grateful if you could all just sort of share the videos, because I just need to not just, YouTube right in its chops. Disgraceful YouTube algorithms. What a lot of crap. I mean, so I feel like she might be aware of, they've got an idea, but I've been saying for a long time, I feel like they've already had one of them at least under surveillance. Like I've been saying from pretty much day one, if those that have been following me, I feel like they know who is involved and who's responsible. Again, it's just gathering the evidence and just locating them. So, but it is organised crime. These ridiculous people right now are just coming out with, look, don't be surprised. Just don't be surprised that you're going to wear the most outlandish crap. Some of the crazy stuff. Even right down to, as I was brought to my attention today, even right down to blaming Savannah's wet colleagues. And, for the love of God, people are getting desperate. But that's what happens. This is what happens when you're dealing with people on the internet and how desperate they are to keep there's a difference between keeping a woman the woman's Nancy on the forefront, right? To keep the awareness. There's a difference. That's what we all want to do for any missing person, right? But trying to keep her name out there because the name's still trending and you've got to keep running with it, the most outlandish. You know what? I'm not normal. I never claimed to be normal at all. I'm an authentic weirdo. These little freaks out there are making me look normal, and that is not normal. I'm telling you, that's not normal. Some of the stuff that people are coming out with, I'm like, oh my God, for the love of God. My work isn't normal. It's not evidence-based or anything, but I do not make outlandish claims to be true. No. That's the difference. It's very strange. But some of the stuff, this is why another reason why I watch people's videos and I won't entertain it. And I'll tell you something else, I'll state this clear as well. I am sick and tired of coming across these freaking videos with these people who've got the little freaking podcast, right? Like, I've got sources on the inside, I've got my cops of friends, I've got sources on this investigation. Okay, well, why are they giving you the information then? Why do you have to promote the information? Why can't they tell us? Why do we need the information to go through a third party? Tot off. Full of shit, I'm telling you. I can't stand that kind of crap either. Don't give a flying flip-flop who their fucking sources are at all. I don't care if they've got friends in the FBI. I don't give a flying flip-flop. But they're allowed to get access to the information from the inside, but the public are not. Okay then. Can't imagine what they're doing to get that, but that's just my opinion. It's one thing to the fact we had to wait, right, for the information, that we had to patiently wait for evidence, and we had to patiently wait for developments, but then you got these creatures who are able to get the source information, bring it to their podcast so they can make money, they can get views and all that kind of crap. Tot off. The worst than the little fraudsters. So what's so special about them? I don't care if they're in the media. I don't trust the media anywhere. They're all compared liars. So, no, not buying into any of it. If I want any information, I'm just going to go directly to a different type of source, the higher source of all. And then I'll tap in and I'll find it my way. Not buying into any of that kind of crap. So, oh my God, I'm so special because I've got people on the inside. So what would you want a fucking medal? I'm out with them today. Can't tolerate those sort of people online either. Very annoying. Because they also, it's again, what they put out there sends off a completely different narrative. They're pushing out, they're just as bad. They're just as bad. So it's like, well, why can't you creatures that you know give us the information? Again, what's so special about, why do you get it? Why do we have to go through a third party to get information of what's going on with this case? Why can't they just come out and say it themselves? Okay. I hate that. I've always hated that kind of crap. So, it's just weird. There's something coming through. I can feel the passion come in. So, it might mean we might be hitting on something. So, for the love of God, I wouldn't really be out there listening to anybody right now too much until they come out with news break, new information from either the FBI or law enforcement directly themselves, not third parties. And then not reiterated shit either, because all that's happening with Nancy's case, poor Nancy, I'm telling you, this poor woman, all they care about is themselves, the absolute greedy, selfish, human scum. That's how I feel about these people. They're not doing it because they care, they're doing it for views and money, or because they're following trends. I don't follow trends. So I appreciate that, TJ. I don't care. I don't give a flying flip-flop. I'm sick and tired of this crap. But you know what? The people enable it. I won't enable it. So I won't watch them and I won't buy into it. And like again, I know what it's like to have my sort of content from my investigation on Nancy's case stolen too, as you know, and brought to my attention. But you'll see very soon just how vile and what absolute lies they are. It's great. See how they roll with it. It's disgusting. But this is what people do. They use misery for their own self-gain. That is not a good human being that does that. Because when they doing it for that kind of crap, when it's all about money, and it's not about awareness, it's about money. You just got to understand the difference. Those that genuinely do care, they're not earning money. They're spending money, but they're not earning it. It's very different. There's a difference. Hi, Carol, and everybody. Welcome. But that's okay. Welcome in, Carol. I don't usually do a Monday night, so, and this is, I'm still doing Spooky Tuesday tomorrow as normal. I'm just waiting for my guardians to get me connected again to one of the perpetrators, because I wanted to just sort of do a bit of remote viewing and an analysis tonight. No, please don't feel bad at all. I'm just happy you're here. I'm just happy YouTube's letting you in. So, if you want to give YouTube, the algorithm, a good, slap in its chops, hit that like button like you're slapping a freaking YouTube twat in its chops. That'd be great. Ooh la la. So, are we ready? Let's see. So again, my intention tonight is to connect to one of the perpetrators. I'm hoping I can reconnect to the skinny guy. And then, I don't really like calling him a skinny guy, but that's what he looks like to me every time I see him. It's like, he looks really stressed. I want to see if I can get more. See if I can get what's going on around him. But I want to try and reach him. Like, do the right thing. Do the right thing. Because either way, they're being watched. Not just human surveillance. I'm talking about higher dimensional surveillance too. So they're not. You can run, but you can't hide. Put it that way. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. And it's nice. I never normally need to ask for people to do that either, because my awesome members, they just do it for me. It's great. And I appreciate that. So let me see what's coming in. Ooh, hello. Oh, keep an eye on my fingers. Oh well, anybody that understands Morse code. I know there's somebody that does watch me that's in law enforcement, put it that way. So I'm not sure if they're kind of privy to that. But again, I'm the messenger, so usually there's a message within the message. So I just felt like my finger's going to start. I'm going to try and keep them clear as well. So let me see. I don't know if they're clear enough or not. Let me know if you can just see my fingers on this side clear enough. Okay, yeah. It's usually these two that go off. So. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, TJ. I just feel like I may have Morse code coming in. It's weird. It's weird when I do get Morse code coming in from investigations and missing persons or cold cases. It's normally when I'm working on a red file that I'll get Morse code, because you're talking about the higher dimensions. You're talking about quantum intelligence, evil dark elites against the good elites. So okay, good. I just want to make sure they're in good view, just in case anything starts coming through. And okay. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, I'm connected now. See what comes. Still paranoid. I'm not surprised. You're going to feel a little bit more paranoid by the time I finish. Ooh, yeah, that's, ooh, one of those is really, I'm telling you, I feel like it may be that, I don't want to call my guy, bloody hell. Not that way. Good Lord. Serious anxiety, paranoia. I don't even know why they're still, I really don't know why they're still thinking that they're going to get away at all. At all. They're too like, I'd be surprised if they're not even giving themselves away, to be honest, even to people around them. Ooh, I felt like nervous rash. That's nerves, that's... Ooh, that might explain why I've been... that's interesting. Do you know what? For the last couple of weeks, I feel like I've been... If you might not noticed in my other videos, I've been like, scratching my arms. That's not me, that's not my energy, but I was like, why am I scratching my arms? You know, even like, what? I'm telling you, when I have not stopped connecting, me and Nancy's energy is still not disconnected. So again, whatever she's not disconnecting from them until they've been found, I'm telling you. So what they're feeling is, that explains everything. I've just hit on this nervous rash, and it's explaining everything. I'm not nervous, it's not my energy, but it's explaining why I'm like, like, to the point where I had to get aloe vera and everything, just to like, why am I freaking itching? There's nothing going on. It's weird. It's because it's not my energy. So, now that might be a telltale sign. Welcome in, sweet Scorpio, welcome in. I'm just sort of in and out. I'm remote viewing right now, so sweet Scorpio, so I'm just, I'm in and out, but I'm analysing too. That might be a telltale sign for people around them. Really nervous, like itching. Like I just felt like, what is going on? Okay. I feel paranoid. Not me, I'm not paranoid. Whoever, they are paranoid. Anxious. Anxiety is bad. I don't know why they're still running at this point. Telling you, I think it's the guy I connect to a lot. I feel like he's constantly praying. Praying for what? If he was truly listening to the word of God, he wouldn't even be running right now. He would already be doing the right thing. Strange as well, it feels like all he's got left is his faith, but his faith is a bit contradictive. It's quite selective. My guardians are like, it's all BS. I'm trying to explain what I feel about that kind of level of faith, but my guardians on that side are like, yes, it's BS. Pointing at them like, no, this is BS, this kind of, it's false. It's false faith. Again, it's selective depending on, I'm just hearing wicked hearts. Let me just see what's coming in. I'm just going to start reading off what I'm sort of feeling and hearing. And oh, that's interesting. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just hearing one of them have told somebody, like somebody close to them. Hoping that would release the burden, but it hasn't. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's heavy. Okay, this is not my energy. Okay, whoever's I'm connected to is really feeling the pressure. I'm like, that's really heavy. It feels like pressure. That's not my energy. Which means if that's true and somebody knows, they're now involved because they're not speaking up about it or telling anybody. Now they're withholding information. They're obstructing justice. And I don't feel like they were told out. They're not fearing. I don't feel like I've got to keep it quiet because I'm afraid of these people. I don't feel like that. It feels like someone close to them, like really close enough to trust. Okay. Enough to unburden themselves, but I want to try and describe my surroundings because I feel like I'm inside what looks like a kitchen. It's like orangey tile floor. It's not a big kitchen. It's not modern. It's more. It's got a bit of a Spanish feel to it. I feel okay, but I'm sat. Okay, I'm sat at a round table here. I'm sat here, which is one of the Perps, and I feel like I'm sat. There's somebody there. I can't see them. That's weird, but it's like they're talking to them. You see what's going on around here? Again, right? There's okay. I'm going to try and draw what I'm seeing because right to my right of me, I'm looking at a door, and right above it is a cross, a crucifix, and Jesus on it. This, okay, and it's not a pasture. This is not. I'm not in a church or anything like that. This could be someone's mother or a grandmother, like a motherly figure. It's like, what do I do? What do we do? What do we do? Interesting. Now, that's interesting. It's very rare. I see people with a teapot. This is a brown teapot. It's like pouring tea. They're like having tea. That's not. It's normally my country, but it's rare to see brown teapot. These could be little telltale signs. Okay. Now he's just getting shh, like shh. He's being hushed. I felt like a third person came into the kitchen area where they sat, and this person was just hushed, like shh. Oh, that was weird. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So if there's a weird... Okay, now I've got fucking downloads coming in big. I've got... Bring it in. So now I'm intrigued, because if there is there's a motherly figure here, listening, is in the know, and also telling the person to shush, like, that's not a good person either. Wicked hearts. Oh God, it's getting heavier. It's getting heavy now. Just give me a moment. My crease is gonna come. My third eye's pounding right now, which means there's some stuff coming in. Okay, let me just see what's going on here while I'm waiting. We don't need those sort of people infecting their energy into my my place is far too positive for these creatures. I could feel like, you know, that's interesting. Felt like I needed to look, like I had to I was getting distracted. I don't know. I could feel something coming in. So, but just give me a moment because I feel like that's interesting. I'm trying to. I'm trying to draw what it's a. What I'll do is I'll draw what I'm seeing, and then I'll make it look a bit better, and then I'll put it on the community board so you can sort of see the visual I was sort of. It's weird. It feels like a little small kitchen area. Orange tile floors. Not modern. Not that that makes any difference. It's just it's not modern. I was very but right to my, like where I'm sort of sat against the wall, which is very telling. That could be symbolic. My back's up against the wall. If I'm to look, when I'm looking in that direction to my right, there's like a blue door. It's like a blue door. It's got like. Let me just go back because above it is the crucifix. And it's got like two windows. Like, I don't know if that means anything, but and then it's wooden panels at the bottom. Blue. I'll draw that better when I. But I was so focused on it because when I was drawn to it, it's like the person I'm talking to is here, but there's something just to my right. It's catching my eye, and it's the door. And again, it's like, really? And there's a freaking crucifix right there, and you're talking about. That's ironic. Very strange. Thank you, I appreciate that, Karen. I can always feel them coming in. That's what like, zoom. That's what gets these little creatures. Yeah, YouTube don't give a flying flip-flop. They don't have a problem letting these creatures in. They don't mind at all. They will let those creatures in, but they'll shadow ban me. It tells you all you need to know about YouTube. I was actually more like, there's a freaking brown teapot. I ain't seen a brown teapot for I've got a green teapot, but a brown one, I haven't seen a brown one for years. I didn't even know people in the States kind of use them like that as much. That was weird, brown teapot. Obviously, I'm gonna notice that because I'm British. Yeah, I'm just having to now it just looks like YouTube's trying to hold the messages to view, so I'll just release them just in case any. Ironic. So YouTube's hiding your messages, but not hiding the little creatures coming in. We call them ops. This isn't rocket science. The little troll ops. That's all he has. Yeah, exactly. They don't have a problem letting those little creatures in, do they? But they're something else. But laughable. I can't just laughable. But I will not be deterred. So, is there anything else? So the fact that I know there's at least 2 Perps. There could be a third, but there's an outsider now. I'm sure if organised crime, I'm sure a lot more people know, but I'm talking, it feels like someone close to one of the perpetrators now is in the know. And they're withholding it, they're keeping that quiet as well. That's diabolical. If I had a son, I can't speak for any other mothers, but I would like to hope and think that if my son came and said, "You're not going to believe what I've been involved in," and and I was the mother, I'd be like, or even a grandma, like, okay, yeah, well, you know, you got to do the right thing. I don't feel like knowing who I am. I'd probably drag my son or my grandson to the police station. I would probably make them feel so guilty. That's just me though. I cannot say what other mothers would do, but I would like to think I'd be the sort of mother that goes, you're gonna do the right effing thing whether you like it or not. Hell no. But that's just me. Whoever this woman is, this person that's close, the opposite, like, shh, don't speak about it. But it feels like this particular person told somebody that they trusted just to unburden themselves, but it hasn't lifted the burden. It feels even more heavier. It had the opposite effect this person wanted. Let's see what else is going on in that little house, that little kitchen. So where I'm sat, there's quite a large white porcelain sink directly across from me. Oh, let me just try and draw the tap while I'm seeing it. So you've got, it's like it's got like a 1, 2, 3, 4 tap, and then you've got, looks like an old sink as well. And then it's like a large white porcelain sink. And then, interesting, below it, right? And then just below it, it's not a cupboard. It's like it's hidden by a curtain. It's weird. It's like there's a curtains, so you know, under the sink, there's probably, why do I feel like I'm in a poor person's house? And I don't mean poor, it's not a bad thing, I'm just saying I feel like whoever these people are do not have money. Or they have a very old house and I don't know how to explain that. I'm trying to do it the way I'm sure somebody will take offense to that. But it's like there's a curtain hiding probably like detergent and things like that. And then there's like a side unit. It's like a small one. There's a little cupboard. And yeah, and there's like another little, it's not a big house, it's not a big place at all. And then there's the wall. It's, I'm not sure if there's anything this side, but just looking directly in front of me. Now I've already got the visual, I'll be able to, when I draw it later, I'll be able to draw it a little bit better. And then it's like there's a door here, and then somebody came in through this door, and that's when he was told to shh, hushed. Like shh. So this person knows, but they don't want anybody else knowing. It's quiet. And then table here. I'm sat here. This person sat here, and then I don't know what's going on here. And then just here, there's like a wall here, and then there's the door here. And it's not big. There can't be much at this side here because I feel like, as this person, I'm sat against a wall. And then the wall's not fat. There's a wall here with a door. So there's not really much going to be going on here. It would have to be a bit... feel like I'm in the room, in the kitchen of a possible grandmother or grandfather, that age group, old school. Looks like an old school kitchen. This is very strange. Oh, I just said New Mexico again. Oh, hello there. That might, well, it looks like a Spanish. It's got a Spanish feel to it. I'm telling you, this could have connections to somebody in New Mexico. I got that in the first investigation. There's connections to New Mexico. Might be hiding out in New Mexico. I don't think they're not stagnant though, they're moving around. It's that whole window corridor moving around. But there's possible connections to New Mexico. Anything? Come on. Okay, Guardian's right. Give me fucking more. I want more. Albuquerque. Wow, I was there and everything. Albuquerque. Albuquerque. I went there earlier in the investigation. On another investigation. I feel like one of the perpetrators is connected to somebody, got connections in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Ooh. Ooh. I just got told to stop. Like, we might have an intruder coming in my way. Are you for real right now? Might have a remote viewing intruder coming in. I just got told to stop. I feel like there's I literally just got told to stop. Like, there's intrusion. There's an intruder. It's happening. We know who that might be. So, I'll let my guardians deal with that while I catch up. Oh, I was just going somewhere as well. Okay. They probably have a bigger burden worrying about if the person they told will talk. Oh yeah. That's I feel like the one I was connected to was the skinny guy. The one I'm always connected to, but whoever he's talking to, his confidant, is also religious. Really? And this one's hushing him from speaking about it. What kind of fucking Christian people are these? I'm telling you, that's not normal. These are not Christians. Not in my eyes, I'm afraid. You don't withhold secrets like that. Especially if you truly believe in the God Almighty, you wouldn't even dare keep a secret like that. You'd be like, oh my God, what to talk about? The Most High can see everything. So why are we keeping secrets? These are your false Christians. Yep. This one, I'm trying to encourage him to talk. I'm telling you, he's not unburdened at all. He's very stressed. You're right, I'm hiding, just in case I have got an intruder coming in. I just want to hide that information. I'm sure they can rewatch this, but I don't feel like I'm alone right now. I know I've got my guardians with me. Tot off. It's normal. I feel like they're just kind of letting me know just to be aware of it, so. Interesting. I wake up every day lately expecting to see that she has been found just probably in the last week. It could be. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that state police may have passed on, either done it themselves or passed on the information and looked into possibly the location grid I gave them. I'm just gonna, if I've got intrusion happening, I'm gonna let my ancestors kick the astral shit out of them. It's gonna be fun. Kick them in the teeth where it belongs. My guardians do not mess around at all, especially in the astral room. No way. Yeah, me too. I'm praying for that as well, big time. Ooh, let's have perception. I know. If they have taken Karen's part seriously, they will find her. I really hope so. You see, they've got the resources I don't. I can do as much as I can, but I don't have the resources like they do. So, and again, I would have just used drones. Drones don't cost much to use. The particular areas that I felt like they should be focused on, you can use drones. You can get them as low and everything. So you wouldn't really necessarily need to use expensive stuff like that until you can use the drones to sort of search and go, oh, something just stood out there. Then send your people in. Oh, but I'd have been using drones, especially in where I feel in the corridors that I found. We know who. Oh yes, oh yes. Just like hate it again. Not really. It's interesting because I picked up on New Mexico on my very first investigation, real-time remote viewing. IRD 76, sorry, CCMP 76. That was one of the first things that came out was, there's a connection to New Mexico. I did, that's why kind of why I chose to do this, because I thought, well, she's really trying to appeal to them, but you've got to understand these people this guy don't really have empathy, but he's got a false strange of faith. I know he's got a strange, weird faith going on. He's just more paranoid. He's more, look, right, I'll tell you something about these creatures. They do not feel bad about what they've done. They're just worried about getting caught. That's the point, that's the problem with people today. They don't feel bad or guilty about doing what they do and hurting people. They only feel a certain kind of way when they just feel annoyed and sad and upset and sorry when they get caught. They're only sorry because they got caught. That's all it is. They're not sorry because of what they did. They're sorry that they got caught. These types of people are not, they don't have empathy. This one's paranoid. I felt that I've been feeling that with him though, I would say within the first couple of weeks. After she went missing, I'm like, ooh, because I've been tapped into I've been connected to their energy pretty much straight away. All because of Nancy, thank God. She's not going to release. It wouldn't even surprise me if she's haunting them in the good way to do, like to, not in a haunting way like, oh my God, I'm going to freak it. No, to do the right thing. They might just be feeling her energy constantly, and I don't blame her. I know I would. But I'm not as nice as Nancy. No way. And I'm not as nice as Savannah either. I've got the bee's heart, but I'm not going to sugarcoat the reality behind these types of people. They don't care. They only care about getting caught. They don't care about the misery and what they do to people. They don't care about that. And I understand that she has to do what she's doing to try and appeal to their human nature. They don't have that humanity in them at all. They don't have that. They're lacking that empathic freaking gene something. So I do too. I do. I feel like the authorities know, and I feel like she's very aware. But again, she's trying to appeal to them because she wants them to bring her mother home. And I just don't want them to start using Nancy's location of where they left her as a bargaining chip, because that is going to tell you everything you need to know about these evil creatures. So I'm not, when it comes to wicked evil people, I'm not that nice. I don't care about their feelings at all. And and thankfully I'm not part of the law enforcement, so I don't have to be careful about how I express our feeling either. So I don't have to be very professional in that way. I can be as professional as I need to be as a parent. So, oh, hello there. That just scared the shit out of me. Where did you just come from? I thought it was a spider, Michelle. So I want them to know you're not going to be able to run for long. You can run, but you can't hide. That is the problem with these types of people. They think they can outrun everything. They think they can outrun the law, but they can run it for a little bit, but they can't hide. You cannot hide for the Most High God. You cannot hide from His warriors. You cannot hide from remote viewers. You cannot hide from those sort of people. And you certainly can't hide from energy. So, but they delusionally think they can, so we'll just let them keep feeling like that. Yes, so yeah, and it's sad, and I felt really sad, and that's another reason, because I was watching it today and I thought, you can almost sense the defeat in one way in her, but she's just holding on to that hope that one of them will do the right thing. I tell you what, I was getting really, I'm hoping that I was able to get a location. I really am, because if they find them, I feel like they're not, I'd like to think this little skinny guy would, the one I've been connected to would reveal the location. But the other one, no way. The other one would be like, I'm not saying anything. Like, just to be even more evil. So that's why I don't care about these creatures' feelings at all. And I'll tell you something else as well, while on that whole freaking false religious Christian bollocks that people like to play with. These people know what they do. So I don't forgive them. You don't need to forgive them. These people know what they're doing today. People know what they do. You don't, just let God deal with them. I see too much wicked evil on the other side. I see they don't, even when they've long gone and they're crossed over, and how evil they were in life is exactly how they are on the other side. It's terrible. They don't care. They don't care in life, and they don't care in death. So I don't give a flying flip-flop about them. I don't care about their feelings or anything. If they want to redeem themselves, then they can just go directly to God. I'm not their God. So, no. And I'll tell you something else as well. Forgiveness is for saints. I'm not a saint. So I don't forgive people for what they do, because they know what they do. I just release them. And I just observe them, but I leave it to God. I just let them know, all yours. All yours, Daddy. So, all yours. Deal with those creatures. That's all you got to do. However you want to refer to the Most High God, but no way. When looking at her eyes in the video, can you telepathically read anything from Savannah? I did. I felt like I instantly felt like she knows more. And she's just trying to appeal to them. Just to do the right thing. That's all I'm doing. Just doing it telepathically. And I'm doing exactly that telepathically to this one. Like, do the right thing. You're not going to run for too long. You're being seen. You're being seen. Everything's seen. The fact that people think that their thoughts are, and intentions are not heard and monitored or anything, it's weird. But if you're not evil and you're not doing anything wrong, you don't need to worry about that kind of stuff, do you? I'm telling you, tap into your guardians. You've got guardians, right? But then tap into your ancestors. See how ferocious some of your ancestors can be. When it comes to protecting you, you will see the difference between your guardians that are guiding and helping and assisting you to how freaking ferocious your ancestors are, and the lengths they'll go to on those freaking dimensions to protect you to the death, and what they will do to people that, how wicked intentions, plotting intentions, what they'll do to them, how they can immediately just take over their physical vehicles, because these people tend to be very low vibrational, so they'll host, they're open to anything. That means if ancestors need to protect the ones they love on this physical reality, they'll freaking they'll just host themselves temporarily and cause them to crash cars and everything. If it means protecting their own, they don't care about evil people. They'll do what they need to do. So if they need to protect their own. So if you want to get a better understanding of your ancestors, and all you've got to do to assist your ancestors to release them from any karmatic debt or anything like that, or cycles on the other side, is just heal. Heal and just try and be a bit authentic. You'd be amazed at how many you can release. How many will be like, that's why we chose this one in this day and age, in this century, as one of our own, to break the cycles, escape the loops. So, and they will literally, and they can literally interfere with technology and everything. They can interfere on the dimensions. They can cross, they can come beyond the veil and everything. So if they need to protect their own, you'd be amazed at what they do. It's crazy. And that's why I mean, evil, wicked people should be very careful about who they're messing with as well. And I always say, know who you're messing with before you start messing with anybody. You shouldn't be messing with anybody anyway, but know who you're messing with, because you don't know who their bloody ancestors are. Just because I've got a big, just use me as an example, just because I've got a big kind heart, right? I'm a ferocious, assertive warrior, right, of God. But I tell you right now, my ancestors aren't as kind as me. I don't think so. I've got a beautiful big heart, and I'm very loving and everything. But there's another side of me that will not put up with, tolerate any kind of crap. But my ancestors are like, just let us do it. We have fun with it. So it's like, how about it? So, yeah. In the video, she says that they did their part. I don't know what to make of that. Do you think they paid the ransom? I really hope not. I really hope they didn't pay them, because there was no proof of life. There was no proof of life on the 7th of February 2026. I knew that. I don't want to feel like they're messing with them. But again, these people are evil. Evil is a choice, you know. So that Porch guy, that's off the charts, that one. I've already tapped into his energy. He's off the charts. That is, no. There's no empathy there at all. That's an empty vessel. The one I keep connecting to, he's not innocent or anything like that at all by any means, but he's got a conflicting conscience. That's the one we need to come forward. I feel like that's the one that wanted to speak to law enforcement even at the beginning. I felt like, but he didn't know to trust. So I feel like there was a lost opportunity there. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's it. I mean, when it comes to, you're probably going to read about this anyway in here, but when it comes to hostage insurance, it's kind of normal for celebrities and wealthy people. They buy into sort of hostage insurance anyway. So it's not necessarily the people, the families paying out the money, it's the insurance companies. The insurance companies tend to need proof of life before they do a payout, before they pay out, you know, these demands. So I don't know whether there was enough for them, the insurance company, to come through and pay. That's if there was hostage insurance. I wouldn't be surprised if there was, because Savannah's in the limelight, and you know, again, even just CEOs and people like that who are wealthy, they usually take out hostage insurance to protect them in case the family members are targeted for ransom. That's what these creatures evil, that's what organized criminals do. They target people who are famous, or people that are very rich, and again, presidents and everything, CEOs, the whole lot. They don't go to them, they go after the families, because they know there's usually hostage insurance. That's probably, and they know they can ask for millions, because depending on how much they're insuring, they pay into, and what you know. I don't trust anything. I don't trust insurances at all. So I have a major problem with that. But that's just my stance. So we don't know if the insurance company had paid out, or they'd fitted the bill up front and then waited for the insurance to come through. That's a normal thing to do, though. There's nothing dodgy about that. Like, there's nothing dodgy about claiming on hostage insurance. Oh, excuse it. Oh, God. Confirmation burps right there. So that part might have already been done earlier in the case. Then that might be what she may have been referring to, like, look, we're doing our part, but there might not be hostage insurance. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Not for, when, you know, in financially affluent people tend to take out that sort of stuff. Especially in Mexico, do you know how many Mexican people get kidnapped by their own people, by the cartel all the time, and then these businessmen and everything, these Mexicans, they take out hostage insurance for a reason, because they know what the criminals like. Yeah, I don't find the wording weird. I just feel like you can read into it, but what I was feeling was, you've resigned to the fact that you're just trying to start the healing process now, right? The grieving's probably taking its toll in the first few weeks, but the healing process is a bit different. You can't start that until you can, you know, have a funeral or a memorial, that sort of thing. A memorial is not quite the same either, but to say goodbye properly, just to bring your loved one home, that's all it is. It helps with the closure side of it. So now we don't know what else has been going on. We don't know if, you see, I'm not really buying into the whole ransom notes either. The first one, probably, yeah. Not really sure about the second one. Again, anything that goes to entertainment, I'm not really buying any of that kind of crap. I don't really know why you would go to TMZ, first of all. If I was a criminal, I won't go to them. I go directly to the FBI or whoever's investigating it. I won't go to an entertainment, but that's just me, you know, like. So reading into it, I feel like she's just trying to, I felt like there was a strange resignation, like there's a resigned, we're just like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but do I feel like they know a lot more than we do? Yeah, I felt immediately like she knows a lot more. So there might be something coming soon. I hope they didn't pay. I really hope they didn't pay, because there was no proof of life, which means they were not going to be sending her home at all. So but when you're desperate to bring back a loved one, you'd be amazed at what some people do. But I don't negotiate with like kidnappers, and I don't negotiate with terrorists either. Tot off, evil creatures. So Poached Guy's ancestors are protecting him instead of instructing. Well, you don't know. Some ancestors will be like, do the right thing. They might actually get haunted. We've all got really bad ancestors, and we've all got really good. None of our ancestors were good. All of them at all. Some of them were amazing. Some of them were not very good, right? So none of us have got good, just good or good, but no. We've got good and bad, right? So I just don't entertain or work with my bad ones. I just work with my good ones. But even criminals, sometimes they can get haunted by their own ancestors until they do the right thing. So as for the bad ones, depending on how low vibrational they are or how they think, they might have been influenced by their own, depending on what their ancestors were involved in. So a lot of these people with like really bad ancestors, usually part of cults and everything and weird secret societies. So you can imagine how they like to, you know, it's the next generation takes over the freaking business, the cult business. It's all that kind of weird crap. So they don't learn. They just follow the instructions and guidance of their bad ancestors. That's why they repeat the same cycles over and over again, generation after generation. It's and they call it inheritances. It's all that kind of crap. Unless one of them just like, no, I'm not following that. I'm breaking away, and they might get disinherited and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, you'd be amazed at ancestors, how they can influence you. Like, my ancestors, I command. I don't ask them, I go, oh, I command. If I'm going to do all this hard work and take all of this crap, you better be my first line of defense. And obviously they are. So, but I respect them. So, yeah, but none of us have got really we both got equal good and bad, you know. So, I don't know who this other person is though. Like, that's a grandmother. That's not a good human. Especially with, again, the fact that I'm hearing him being shushed, and then I'm looking directly to my right ahead. I'm like, there's a freaking crucifix. You've got our Lord Jesus Christ above your door, and you're keeping a secret like that. What is wrong with you, lady? So it's weird, you know. Some people, very weird choice of word. Yeah, weird, but the energy. I was reading her energy, and it was like, interesting. That dream I had of her with her, that might have been telling me something too, like something's coming, because I felt like there was gonna, what I was seeing when I was with her in that lounge, when I was talking to Savannah, was again that news break and this guy claiming to be he was referring to himself as a psychopath, and he said his name was Cameron and everything, and that he was not Irish, but even though he looked Irish, it was really weird. So, but even from that vision that visual I was having with her, that might, again, symbolic, there could be a lot of metaphors and symbolisms in a lot of my visions anyway. So, but the fact that we were both witnessing a breaking news on the TV, that could have, and then all of a sudden now she's kind of creating another video. It's possible there might be something coming, some breaking news, and I really hope so. I don't know what to believe anymore. I wouldn't believe anything so much on the internet right now, because there's so much reiteration and just crap, basically. I would just wait for law enforcement. I would just wait for the investigators to bring us the information directly. I'm not interested in hearing any second-hand news or anything from anyone on the internet. I'm either going to tap in myself and see what's going on, or I'm just going to wait. Because I feel like I've done enough on this case anyway that I can do. I've like stretched my resources and everything. So, but I've put enough. I've brought enough to the table, and I'm feeling like I'm hoping it helps. And it helps. So that's all I can do. But at this point now, I'm just waiting for any breaking news and any developments on the case directly from probably the investigators now. Scorpio, I believe Karen. Me now this week. I feel like her message was directed. Anything's possible. Scorpio, I believe Karen, that's for sure. I don't believe MS at all. Oh, good Lord, mainstream media, that's nauseating. Enemy of the people. Gotta turn that crap off. I certainly don't believe Nanas. Well, he's going through his stuff right now, isn't he? La la. Carol, definitely think her message was strange. A lot of people think it was towards, I mean, yeah, I mean, look, it's strange because even, again, right down to, even in the first one, I knew it was someone close to her that could know everything about her. That, and strange again, I keep going right back to that. What I was hearing her say really clearly was, why are you here? Not, who are you? What are you doing? No, it was, why are you here? The only reason, if you've just been woken up at early hours in the morning and the first thing that's going to come out of your mouth is, why are you here? Not in the, oh my God, why are you here? If somebody stood in your, looking, like someone waking you up in a fucking balaclava, right? You're not going to go, okay, you're going to just go, what do you want? Oh my God, you're going to freak out. It didn't feel like that. It felt like, why are you here? Like, it's time of the morning. So it was weird. It felt like she knew. She was looking at somebody she knew, or she was aware of somebody she knew. I feel like the balaclava was for the camera's sake, for the sake of the cameras. But I can't make any allegations, and I don't want to allege, but I'm just going off my different intel, I'm afraid. So it's interesting. And you know, as we know, just from statistics, historical research and historical statistics and proof and everything, sometimes it's not always stranger danger. It can literally be the people closest to us that can hurt us. I don't trust anybody. You got to earn my trust. I don't trust my family. They've got to earn my trust. So that, what does that say about society today? You know, the one person I trusted was the turned out to be the most deceitful, wicked human creature on the planet that wow. Since then, it's like, nope, never again. I will give anybody the benefit of the doubt to an extent, but people need to earn my trust. No, I don't do that anymore. And I understand how this world works as well. It's wicked. And, you know, depending on what you're involved in and what you're influenced by, is also can be very telling on what you're going to be getting involved in and everything. And unfortunately, it always comes down to freaking money. Money. It's not the root of all evil. Money is an energy. Money is a thing. There's nothing. Money isn't doing anything bad, right? It's a people problem. They just abuse money. They abuse the energy of money. But religion, root of all evil. So, I believe religion is the root of all evil even before I think money has anything to do. Money is just used in wicked ways by wicked people. That's all. It's abused. Used by wicked evil people. But religion, no, it's religion's root of all evil. Always has been and always will be. Yeshua never wanted to be associated with religion at all. It was spiritual. Difference. There's a very strong emphasis on religion coming through. And it's interesting because, again, we don't know if she was targeted for her religious beliefs, her faith in God. I get persecuted because I'm a little warrior of the Most High and I don't give a flying flip-flop. I get persecuted because I don't follow religious doctrines. Check out my community board. I explain that. Put that out there today. That's pretty much how I feel. So that's how I am. But I get persecuted for that. I get persecuted by fake little Christians who go to church twice a week. It's like, really? You're there, yeah. You know, God's watching, right? It's weird. Or are you just selective on who your God is this week? So, that's the problem. Yeah, definitely association, close association. I feel like the association came from, to have that much knowledge, they would have had to have known of her they would have to, yeah. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that certain people are involved. It just means the people that they know could have been involved and understanding what they're worth and everything, and it can go very deep. But it's all to do with that, always. But it's strange because even in my first investigation, I was picking up on, I don't know why it came through, but I never ignore anything that's coming through. But I heard immigration. It was personal. Like there was a political angle and everything. I think we know why now, don't we? But there was a political angle even in that. I'm like, what the hell? This woman does not seem to be the person that's involved in like politics and immigration, unless of course she was big on certain things, but I don't know that much about her. But it didn't, then it just went like beneficiary, it went towards the money angle. I'm like, oh, for the love of God. So that's kind of where it started taking me. But yeah, I mean, like I say, if you haven't sort of watched any of my real-time remote viewing investigations or read the books, you know, you can always sort of catch up the investigations. It's all about, it's all there. I've been very, everything's there. I brought to the table literally from day one, so. Oh, no. Now you can tot off. Not today, you little Satan. I don't even know what sort of bug that was. That didn't even look normal. I thought it was a spider at first. So. Well, nothing would even surprise me. I'm telling you, the upcoming Nancy's location video that's coming up this week, next week for the members only, first on Saturday. Oh, you just hit the nail on the head, sweet Scorpio. But it'll go out to the public on the 13th of August. But if you want to watch, yeah. It went from this to what in God's name? Are you for real right now? It went right there. So I'll leave that to your imagination. But yeah, right there, sweet Scorpio. And kind of explained as well why I was drawn into this case. It kind of explained why I needed to be aligned with her energy on a case like this. Because I'm not afraid of any of that kind of fucking crap. I'm not afraid of evil creatures in human form at all. I don't care. I know evil, I know what they can do. I'm not afraid of death, so I don't care. It's weird, but I'm not afraid. I don't care about being shadow banned. Remember, these types of creatures earn these platforms and everything. So, yep. Oh yeah, it just when you think, and I've been saying this from day one, this case keeps getting weird. It just keeps getting weird, and it gets weirder and weirder. And then when I finished recording Nancy's location on that real-time remote viewing, it just went weird. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. When it comes to that creature, the only thing I'm waiting for is episervers. If you think the epifiles were bad, if the episervers come to the forefront, you have to watch my red files for that though. But if you think, oh my God, the bad files are bad, you haven't seen nothing yet. And to be perfectly honest, I feel like Anonymous have got access to some of them. I really believe Anonymous has got access to the servers. I'm like that, oh, for the love of God. Because if they've got them, no one's safe. And they do not forgive and they do not forget. If it was A&T, they would know to tell whoever. Well, exactly. I mean, yeah. Well, they'd have a lot more. I mean, you don't know who they're acquainted with, and by the sounds of it, by what we're discovering, is some of the people that they're associated with are freaking not very. Got rap sheets and everything, aren't they? So I won't trust those people as far as I could throw them. You don't know who they're connected to. You don't know who they're associated with. You don't know if they're part of organised crimes or anything. So. I would depend on what the end game was supposed to be. If it was supposed to be for taking temporarily to get the ransom returned, yeah. I feel like that's kind of what, that's how I feel it started out as. That's how it should have just been, like, and it all, but best laid plans never always got a plan. So, I don't know, it's weird, because even when I was in that first, I felt like she fought back. Again, I know everybody keeps focusing on how timid she was and how she couldn't walk properly, but when you're in fight and flight, and you'd be amazed at where that adrenaline and energy, and where you can get a burst of energy comes from. So I felt like she scratched somebody, I do, and I felt like that's why she was hit, because she was like fighting back, or at least trying to. So they might not have expected that from her. Nobody might not have expected that from her, because she was apparently so ill. But, and again, and I felt like when they hit her, because remember, there was a point where I felt like she was hit, which would explain the blood. Also, even when I first came down and I was following the first grid search, I felt like someone was hit on the back of the head with a weapon, and it was lights out. So, yeah. But they're all in the reports and the real-time remote viewing sessions as well, so. I'm just waiting, you know, if we can find Nancy and get her home, then obviously there's going to be an autopsy report. I'm waiting for that. Well, money doesn't make people do strange things. Money makes greedy people even greedier. Money makes greedy people. But you'd have to have some, you know, if you're going to do wicked, evil stuff for money, you've already got a wicked heart. You know, you've already got that intentions in there in you anyway. So, but they tend to be selfish, greedy people anyway. Normal people in the right mind, right, don't think about, oh, you know, let's abduct somebody for ransom. Unless you're part of organised criminals, or you're part of that sort of like criminal scene or anything. Or because you want money. Because you're just greedy. And that's usually greed, pride, the deadly sins, greed, pride, jealousy, envy. If that's already in you, you'll do anything for money. Anything. If elimination was the plan, then meds wouldn't matter. Exactly. And the fact that I was seeing a prescription bottle was either symbolic or it was important, because that told me, that also kind of told me that they may have known she was on medication. But the fact that I saw it being discarded, that could also meant something symbolically, or dropped. So that was very strange, but I had to focus on that because it was like the perfect visual and everything. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm seeing a name on this like orange. That's why I'm still intrigued to know she had an orange prescription bottle with a blue lid, because some people's prescription bottles are different. And I've got a prescription bottle in there and it's white, so they're not always certain colours, but this one was orange with a blue lid. And I saw a name and I'm like, what the hell? Ooh, I had to write that down immediately. So there's little things like that standing out that clearly meant something. Yeah, depends. Yeah, there's always a motive. There has to be a motive why people do what they do. But in this, I felt like it was all to do with money. I felt like the motive was money. They may have thought they would have gotten a quick payout and then things turn bad. Yeah, best laid plans they don't always turn out. So it's possible that they thought, I would say within the first week or two, they were hoping to get some ransom out of it and then take her home. But that didn't go to plan. That's why I feel like, that's why on the 7th, when I was aligned with her, when her energy was immediately aligned to me, I already felt even on the 7th she was already passed over. So whatever happened between the 1st and the 7th. So she may have just deteriorated during that week. And again, ironically, the first ransom went out but then I didn't really buy into the second because it all kind of went silent, didn't it? Because there was no proof of life. And that's all the family wanted was proof of life, and yeah, you can have the money. But they couldn't produce that, could they? Yeah. And ransoms do go wrong. It's not unusual. They don't take everything into consideration. If you're gonna, if you're gonna do something like that, then have a backup plan, and then have a backup plan for the backup plan, and then have another backup plan for the other two backup plans. But then again, if I wanted to think like an evil criminal, I could, but I'm not. I'm not that. I don't have that criminal nature. But I could if I wanted. If I wanted to get into the minds of these people, it wouldn't be hard. You just have to sort of think about what I would do if I wanted a successful ransom. I think I would put her under surveillance, which is exactly what I said anyway from day one, from pretty much the end. She was under surveillance. So they would have had to monitor for a while. They would have had to watch her movements, who comes regularly, who she interacts with, to know her routine. And the fact that when I was remote viewing and I was in her house that particular night, I'm like, why on earth are they bimbling? So these people weren't even rushing or anything. They were just touching stuff in the house and everything, bimbling, even taking a pee. And one of them I felt like used the bathroom. Like, really, the audacity. But that's how calm and confident they were. That's arrogance. And that. So. Yeah. Yeah. Sweetie. They may have thought they were, yeah. Carol, yeah, that was, I think, ransom gun ring, yeah, absolutely. Taking someone to get money out is out of touch. It's despicable, of course it is. And it's the lowest of the low. Well, these people are low-level scum anyway, The fact that it's not really, the cowards anywhere. An 84-year-old woman. How much more cowardly can you get than that? Karen, is someone still invading privacy, or do they go? Well, I'm still waiting to get the. I think they're being monitored. I haven't got to come back in yet, so I'll get the ping. And it's kind of been like that since I've been getting remotely invaded myself. I know that now. I kind of knew we clocked onto that quite early in the investigation, but I always get astrally spied on. It's not unusual. But sometimes my guardians will just let me know, incoming. I'm like, oh, for the love of God. So then I'll just divert my thoughts so they can't listen to the thoughts. All that kind of weird stuff. Oof. It's weird how people think this third dimensional reality is it. It is not. It is something else in those dimensions. And just like I said, let your ancestors command that they be your first line of defense. Let them deal with them, because it's a normal thing to astrally view, and then but you can astrally view, right, without being intrusive. There is a balance. There is a line. There is a line we don't cross. Now, obviously, but then there's the astral spying, and that is just disrespecting first law on the dimensions. And these people don't respect first law and free will here on the physical reality in the real world, let alone on the dimensions. So they just get dealt with. It's all very spiritual. It's all. Not everything is in the reality at all. It's all everything. A lot of the stuff happens on the dimensions and the beyond, spiritual realm, So, but you don't need to be paranoid or anything like that. No, just calling your ancestors. I sleep really well at night until I'm getting astrally attacked or astrally invaded, or having to witness astral warfare. It's really go for it, But that's just to keep my awareness up. That's all. Just so I know who I'm up against now. It's really. And again, when you do the most, when you work for the source and the Most High, and you're in service, and you're freaking warrior of God on the dimensions, you're going to come up against these freaking new devils and all that kind of crap. Some of them are really well trained, you know. But that doesn't mean they're not immune from spiritual law. Just because they can corrupt the human laws, right, doesn't mean they're immune from spiritual law. That's even worse. But these people are a little bit delusional until they think, oh my God, I can do what I want. How about it? I say, it don't affect me. When I first heard about Nancy, I was thinking what possession someone to attempt this. Oh, okay, Kersey. We live in a very evil world. This is hell on earth. It is literally run. There are some amazing people on the planet, but there are some wicked evil people too. Evil is a choice. A lot of these people that choose the wicked ways and the very low vibration, I explain, as you know, in many other videos, but they're empty vessels. They are just open to anything. They will be, depending on what they're involved in and stuff like that, they know what they're doing. Even when you're low vibrational, to the point where, and I don't even care if you've got like your physical vehicle and your energy is surrounded by sex demons, which is kind of normal. That's why that's why you have Sodom and Gomorrah for a reason. But that's why a lot of people are very low vibrational to the point where they'll have literal sex demons, because they're easy to attract. That's why porn is very prevalent. So those are energies. And I know we use the demonic terms because of the religious sort of like doctrines and spiritual, not everything's flesh and blood. So, but these are energies that people attract. People will actually host these kind of stuff. We know that now, is the fact that everything's been illuminated. So it's up to us whether we believe it or go back to sleep and ignore it. So a lot of people, they choose to be evil. And because they know the fastest way to get what they want, money, power, control, they had to be in that low vibrational frequency. They had to be in that vibration. But once you stay in that low vibrational frequency, your energy attracts all the lower dimensional beings, all the lower dimensional energies, dense, dark matter and everything. So it keeps you in that low vibrational frequency. When you raise your vibrational frequency, you escape all of that. So you're still going to get tapped, but not as much. You're going to sort of break away from that. You're going to understand a lot more. So awareness becomes a lot more. Your discernment becomes a lot more powerful. So you can understand how the real world really is. Yeah, it's a people problem. And again, even though they may be hosting or they're under the influences of this and that, they still know right from wrong. Children know right from wrong, so do adults. And when they're plotting and planning against anyone, that's their intentions. Their intentions tell you everything you need to know. If you're literally going to premeditate a crime with these intentions of plotting, you already know exactly what you're doing. So they know what they do. And that's the wicked, evil people on the planet, unfortunately, and that's the world's full of them. But there's some really good, amazing people too. But they can still get corrupted. They get hurt, obviously, because evil people want to hurt people. And the whole, well, I'm hurt too. Well, okay, we'll go and heal then. They don't want to heal, so hurt people. They have no right to, but they do. That's an excuse they use. So, and then apart from pride, jealousy, envy, the wicked ways, wicked hearts, paradigms. Again, when you read, it's not here yet, but when you read the New Army, Volume 2, The Planter's Planet, I explain all about these behavioural problems and issues from centuries ago. It's all to do, it's a paradigm war. The paradigms create the beliefs. The beliefs are very powerful because they are controlled and programmed into people. Culturally, ancestrally. So when you understand the paradigm shift, how to shift the paradigms, where you are the one that your mind escapes the matrix. You've escaped the paradigms. So you understand a lot more. And then you understand why people do what they do. It's not an excuse, but they do what they do. Some are just even more wicked and evil with it, that's all. Yeah. Do you guys think Savannah came out with the video after all this time because the case is still case is called? Is it called because they can't get the evidence that they need? I'm just assuming now. I'm not saying this is true or not. Quite possibly because if they're trying to keep all the information as quiet as possible because they're building the case because they need evidence, right? Well, I feel like we know they're struggling with the evidence because that 4 days cost them a lot. If there's corruption involved, then yeah. If there's certain types of people in powerful positions saying leave this case alone, then yeah. Like being like controlling the chain of command. So if there's that problem going on, quite possibly that would make it go cold. I feel as for Savannah making the video, I feel like it's more to do with just appealing to one of them at least, just to do the right thing. All they have to do at this point, right? Even this one that I keep connecting to, all he has to do, if he don't want to hand himself in, right? All he has to do is find a way to make an anonymous call and go, here's the location. I'm not going to come in as freely as you want me to. You'll have to find me, whatever. But here's the location. That's all he has to do. By the looks of it, someone's telling him to hush. So again, you don't know if one, and I feel like this one has been wanting to speak to somebody months ago now. And if he's been hushed up, then that's probably why he hasn't even made a call. You can even send an anonymous email. I'm sure you can there's a trail for everything, but they're going to get caught at some point. And if these are the I don't know, there'll be something will create a break in the case. So what may seem cold right now, I don't think it's going to be cold for too long. So it's evidence. It's hard to get the evidence. I think that's what the biggest problem is. Again, we don't know if they are. We're just assuming because we don't know. Like, I felt like she knew a lot more than we did, which means if she knows a lot more, that's because she's probably getting that information from the investigators, so they may know a lot more. I just felt like there was an appeal to just do the right thing and bring her mum home. Like, just do that part. I feel like she knows they're not going to hand themselves in at all. I think she's resigned. That's probably the resigning feeling I was getting. I think she's resigned to the fact that that's going to happen. But appealing to the nature of like I said, they only have to make a call. They can even contact TMZ. So, I'm being sarcastic now, sorry. I felt a little sarcasm come through. But technically that's what they could do with that. So they've already been contacted, apparently. That's for sure still. And it could also be another tactic of just sort of, again, never let the enemy know your moves. Never let the enemy know that you're onto them in that way. Never let your enemy know too much, because in order to stay one step ahead of your enemy, you tell them very little. You don't let them know too much. You let them squirm. You let them feel paranoid. That's what I would do. It's called psychological warfare. I don't think it's cold. I don't feel it's going cold. I just feel like it's just stagnant at the moment. But that could be a reason for it. That could just be, again, there could be some a little bit of, it's just trying to, what I feel like it is if they're under surveillance, or at least one of them is, they're obviously being followed, they're being seen, so that could be causing the anxiety. And I felt like one of them knew they were feeling paranoid anyway, so yeah, I don't get the feeling it's gone cold. Do I think it's been controlled? Do I think the case is controlled? Yeah. I would say that's the better way for me to explain how this case feels. Not cold, controlled. And there's reasons for why a case is controlled. I don't know what those reasons are yet. They may have information that won't hold up in court. Exactly. So that's another reason why they need absolute evidence. And then the ironic thing, Michelle, with what's going on right now, with the sudden nanos situation that's happening in Tucson, this could also be why this case is controlled. It's been held stagnant, temporary. It could be to do with anything to do with that. So we don't really know what's going on in the background, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. I hope they are closed. Yeah, they just send an email into, again with a logo. They just send an email into, exactly. That's all you have to do. If they're already contacting TMZ, then there's no reason why they can't just send the location. It's not uncommon for a guilty person to be out on the streets because he doesn't have enough. Yeah, exactly. Some people can be free for years. They can be living their life and everything, and it takes and sometimes it can take decades to really gather the evidence they need, so it holds up in court when it comes to it. So, we know people get arrested after 30 years for a crime. It's like, oh, look at that, you're just living your life, and how good, how nice for you. But hey, guess what? We've got evidence now. You're under arrest. That's it. And it's clearly that evidence is enough to make sure they never see daylight again. Yeah, it's sometimes and I feel like, because at the very beginning as well, and I still feel like there's something wrong with the timeline, which I picked up on that day one on my first investigation. So we don't know if that's becoming a problem while the investigators are trying to figure that out. If there's something wrong with the timeline, that means the camera footage would be off if we're just looking at a different angle, because that can throw the case off too. That can throw the timeline off. So, and again, because apparently Cash Patel said that she wasn't recording her CCTV, just so there wasn't really anything else. There was just kind of, there was enough for that. But then again, if they keep digging deeper, they probably can get the forensic digital evidence at some point. I think it's just going to take a hell of a lot longer. But do I feel like that's an obstruction? Yeah. And some people don't want to pay into these disgusting surveillance monitoring subscriptions at $30, $40 a month at all. Do you know what I mean? People are getting sick and tired of having to pay subscriptions for everything. So some people are just like, no. I understand that too. And that makes it hard for law enforcement. But hey, how about, you know, instead of feeling annoyed by that, why don't you start telling these like disgusting businesses to stop trying to take money in every freaking way they can? Enough with the freaking subscriptions. Why do we need subscriptions for everything? So people are just not buying into them anymore. And I don't freaking blame them. And yeah, that it can be a delayed problem when something happens, but it's just, that's it. It's, people are just getting tired of everything costing, and they don't get anything, they don't get really what they pay for anyway these days, so it's just weird. Now, if I was Nancy's daughter, and I know that, you know, well, we're only up the road, but however, that didn't help, did it? But if I was Nancy's daughter, and she already had cameras, I would probably pay into that subscription for me mother. Do you know what I mean? Like, just for the extra sense of security, that peace of mind. It just doesn't feel that simple, because that would just be common sense, wouldn't it? You know, if she wants to live on her own, then she has a right to do that, but just make sure she's got money. Just make sure she's got better security. Yeah, absolutely. They have to make sure. I would rather they take as slow as possible and get it right and get the evidence, than literally lose it. Like lose the case and everything, and absolutely. Because again, this case was a little bit messed up in the very beginning. Nobody should have been going in that house. The moment they saw blood at the front door and everything, nobody should have gone in that house. It should have been taped off, but that crime scene was already contaminated, and that's a problem. That is going to be a problem when you try and use that in the court of law. So now you need stronger evidence. So because so many people went in the house after that, that's just, so the fact that you got to you know, like you got a missing woman, you got blood on the doorstep. We don't know, because nobody's really saying too much, but we don't know if there's blood in the house as well. But if there's blood on the doorstep, I feel like your common sense will be like, ooh, everybody out. Your mum's missing. I've got blood here. Out. We need to take this house off immediately. That's how it should have been handled, like at that point. But it wasn't. And that is no problem. And that's, so now you can understand that would naturally cause a different type of delay. So yeah, I completely agree, Michelle. I'd have her house more secure, yeah, especially as she had a mother. See, like, and it's strange because, I mean, without invading her privacy, a lot of people have, because she's prone to apparently falling and stuff. I would probably have a camera inside the house monitoring her myself from my phone, right? From my house, like, are you okay? Just check on me. Just check on me, mum. Right. I'd be like, okay, she's looking good. She's just cooking, right? You know, without, you know, there's way, because a lot of people do have these cameras in their lounges and everything for intruders and stuff like that. So I would have probably had something like that. But you know, can't speak for everybody. But if my mother was that age and she was getting on and, you know, not very well, I would probably want, so I can see what's going on. So if she has a fall, I can call 911 immediately and have assistance sent to her as I'm on my way. So just different, you know. So you wouldn't need to necessarily pay into a subscription. You could just do it yourself. You can just have the set up to your phones and everything. And you can also record it and everything. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that since, Carol. Plus waiting on DNA. I know, that's taken a while. But one strand of hair. Yeah, be intrigued to know where I found that hair. They need to, yeah, they need to. It's, and to be honest, like, DNA, oh, hello. Oh, okay, I might be tapping back in a minute. DNA, evidence, you've got to be, that's, you want, it's time consuming for a reason. You want the correct results, you know. So, I know, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, because once I get the DNA results, genealogical DNA results and everything, you're going to be able to narrow people right down. So that's one good thing. It's beautiful science, that. And that will turn, and then again, you still want to, now once you've got that, now you need to gather the physical evidence, all the other evidence to back that up too. So I mean, it's annoying, it's weird, but it feels intricate as well. So, you know, if you're going to do it properly. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting on that. I feel like that's the game changer anyway. As in, I just keep seeing visions. I keep seeing visions of them of making these arrests, and then when you see the mugshots, the guy I've been seeing is just right there, and it's like, oh God, they've got him. I keep seeing these mugshots. So I don't know if that's coming. I don't ignore my visions, so that's, but then I keep seeing the skinny guy that I'm like, oh wow, oh Jesus. And he looks just like the guy I saw and everything. Whereas, I mean, I've got names and everything. I still got the same names kept coming through. So, that could be people, places, or things. So it's just, I don't want to sort of like narrow it down. You can't rule that out, but I keep asking my guardians, I need a name. What's the names? And like, you already got the names. You got the names 3 times. It's like crap. It should be sweet. It's nonsense. That was sent in. Yeah. And they might be holding on to the results of that as well. So they might already get the results of that. They're just like not sharing them here right now. So I'd rather they get more evidence to back that up. But then again, even if I found the evidence of the DNA, and it's one thing to narrow down to a perpetrator, but now it's finding the perps, especially if they keep moving around like I've been seeing them, and you know, watching them like moving around. So then you got to really find them. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? You know, this case, I'm telling you, with these people. I'm also curious about what type of hair it was. Me too. Because like I say, when I was watching that cheek of that guy, it looked like he was he was in the bathroom. Well, hair follicles fall. So we don't know exactly, I'm intrigued to know exactly what hair it was. From, oh, hello. Let me just catch up. Sorry, I just... And I hope it's not just from the family. From what Karen said, maybe it's just short and squiggly. I know, but it's, you know, that's biological evidence. I mean, that's when I was monitoring that guy, just walking around, I'm like, how blasé are you? How the fact that you're just bimbling around and I'm like, it's literally using the bathroom. But right then, I'm intrigued to know, and I'd like to think when the real investigators went in, the CSI went in, they were like, let's just take a look. Well, there's something squiggly that probably does not belong to Nancy, so let's tape that up and, you know, see if it cut, you know what I mean. So that's what I would do. But yeah, let's hope so to speak, but I don't have much faith about it. If it comes up inconclusive, I would almost have to assume that it's someone who has been in the house 100 times. Well, they would have to sort of rule, exactly, they'd have to rule that out if it is anything to do with that. That can be defended, that can be debated, obviously, in court. But only if it matches somebody who regularly goes to that house. Now, if it's just a random person, then no, it's a little bit, that'll be a bit stronger. TJ, I might have to report that message as sexually explicit. What did I miss, TJ? Okay, TJ, what did I miss? Michelle, very true. Did I miss a message, TJ? Where you at? Where you at? Squiggly from the back, yeah. Be amazed. You see, I also got the feeling that the fact that you would go to the lengths of trying to cover your appearance up and everything, but yet to make such a stupid mistake, if that's what happened and that person did take a bathroom run and didn't think about, clearly not smart. Not that smart. But some criminals have, you know, absolutely got themselves caught for even things less than that. So just they're either not thinking properly, they're not that smart, or they're overthinking. So. TJ Matt, okay. You still eat, TJ? I don't see a message from TJ either. That's why I was just like scrolling back up. Michelle, she's talking about my comment. Oh, the squiddly. I don't see nothing. There you are. No, Karen, it was about the squiggly hair, but when we had that trial tonight, I reported the I got you. But it's a hair. I'm just observing. I got you. It's a hair with no root. Isn't there a way you can pull off the chemicals from the actual hair strand, so you don't necessarily need the root? Something, I don't know, that's some sophisticated stuff if they can do that. I hate something like that. And maybe I think about something else. I mean, obviously if you've got the root, even better, but... Ooh. Okay. The hair shaft, yeah. So let me just, let me just see what's going on the other side now, because it's been a while. They may be getting the all clear, but I'll just see if there's anything else. Let me take a quick look. Interesting. So it's a little bit dark, which means the dimensional door may have been closed. That's fine. They might have actually just closed the dimensional door because of the intrusion, possible intrusion coming in. Cheek. That's fine. I felt like I got quite a lot to say. I was only sort of analysing, remote analysing, so I'm intrigued about New Mexico. But I'm going to draw this little kitchen area I was seeing. I'm going to draw that up a little bit better, so I'll put that on the community board. I don't feel like I need to put this into a report or anything. It's just more observational, but I mean, I might just put a report together, but what hurt. But I want to. Oh, I've been burping. What the hell? So weird. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm sure your guards will get a kick out of that. I know sometimes when I'm sort of tapped in and everything, there's a lot of like, again, my ancestors are, my guardians are like, my ancestors are like ferocious. It's like, I don't know who's the funniest. Like sometimes, oh my God, you can always tell when my ancestors are trying to come through because they get real passionate and everything and that, and I'm pulling off their energy, you see. So whenever they start seeing like trolls, like assuming this is like OnlyFans and stuff like that kind of crap, they're just like, just tot off, like tell them to tot off. So shame them, even though they've got no shame. You guys are dead. It's all started with a trill. Sweet, they had dirty comments and reported it. I know. I just blocked the trolls, then I can't see them. Oh, I did. Like once I was able to, he's blocked from my coming back. So, and it's weird because I was really, deeply like, and then all of a sudden I'm getting that. I was like, oh, here we go. Something's coming in, and then I made it straight to the chat. And I'm like, you gotta go. So, you gotta go. That's what cowards they are as well. They always wait till I'm remote viewing and not visually observing, right? So they can get a few little comments in. That's how cowards they are. So pathetic. But obviously, the moment I come back in, it's like you delete. And then I always say to you guys, don't give any of them a reaction. Don't give them your energy. That's what they want. Because we don't do that here. I'll just deal with them when I come out, when I see it. And yeah, block them and report them. I don't, do that. Yeah, I should have blocked them right away, but we're on Troll Patrol since Steve. I know, Steve, where you at? Where are you? I appreciate you all coming in though. It's not usually me. I don't usually do this on a Monday. I just felt like I needed to. I wanted to sort of address. Savannah's video. It felt more symbolic to the visual I was having of her last week. So it feels like I felt like something was coming from her. And again, I go back to that. We were monitoring a breaking news. So, and the fact that she just sort of came out again, I thought, oh, intriguing. So she might be trying to tell us something without telling us something. Oh yeah, Spooky Tuesday, tomorrow's normal, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, Michelle. When I got them today, the report back, I'm like, the paper's different. It's more, they're using, I mean, I get it, it's like, it's for the ozone and it's all good, they're going green, but I want to just check my settings because I just like, wow, it's not as white. So I just wanted to let you know. It's like, they went eco on me, I think. Is there anything I can share? I mean, you're all going to get to watch this. My members will get to watch this on Saturday. And then everybody else the 13th. recycled paper, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, they went. I feel like they went eco on me, but I don't have a problem with that. I'm all for the. I'm all about doing the good thing, you know, the right thing. But it just kind of like, whoa, hello there. It was one of the first things I noticed. I'm like, what? Something. Yeah, what's going on here? Oh yeah, you're probably gonna enjoy page 48. Lessons learned from the Nancy Guthrie. Oh, I learned some lessons, obviously. Yeah, that's part of an investigation. If you're not learning from it, you're not investigating properly. So, pattern recognition through psychological investigation. Expanded investigative hypothesis. Ooh la la. I think you two are going to get a kick out of this, because I know your investigative minds are. It's I will just say this, ironically, we were just discussing why everything's so slow and then why Nancy's energy was so aligned with mine and she never let go. But there's a part in here that says, Nancy taught me to trust the process. So that's ironic. Like this level of patience and consistency matters more than certainty. So you're going to kind of get a kick out of that. I mean, I'm not going to read it out because it's for you guys, but these are just areas I had to hit. And that's exactly it. Like the whole thing with regards to this Nancy Guthrie case is what it's like, I don't think people understand just how much of an impact her disappearance has had at all, and what she's brought literally to the table and energetically and everything. It's really strange, but I just feel like she opened up Pandora's box. Like, I feel like her energy opened up a can of worms that needed to be well and truly opened up. No, they didn't even charge me less or anything, so it was weird, but I don't mind helping the environment. If that's what it is, if it's recycled, I don't mind. I'm hoping that her new message will help. This case is so sad. Yeah, I agree. I'm just ready for the case to break. I'm ready for another case. I'm ready for a vacation. So, I'm ready for a mind rest and a literal vacation where I can actually might even enjoy a margarita if I just feel, oh no, that's got tequila and me and tequila don't like each other. Probably some, I don't know, I might even treat myself to some cocktails at some point if I hit a vacation at some point. I tell you what, after the red file, oh my god, the red file and the green file that's gone out this week, right? I swear to the gods above. That investigation regards to cruising trafficking network just made me not want to ever go on a cruise. But at the same time, I felt like I needed to go on a cruise to test this theory, to literally test the hypothesis. It's just, and when you watch it, you'll understand. It was just like, what the can't we just enjoy vacations? What is wrong with people? These evil little creatures are everywhere. So, but you'll understand when you watch it. Did I? Scorpio, I have been on the Summer Wells case for 5 years now. Yeah, I am. I'm still waiting for the go ahead. I'm still waiting for the reconnection. Did any of you members watch my healing video on Sunday? My God, I was just in the middle of healing, and I think it was Marion's husband or Marion's mother came through, one of them, and a beautiful message came through. I got upset and everything. I'm like, oh my God. So I've been waiting for a couple of months now to get, you know me, I don't connect to any energy unless I get permission. And they came through while I was doing my healing sessions. I'm hoping, I haven't heard back from her, but I'm hoping she enjoyed the message. I don't know if you got to watch it. I got real upset and everything. Oh my God, I could feel the emotion and the love and everything. It was like, oh, good Lord. And she's still missing with nothing happening. Yeah, I think we kind of get an idea of why that is. Is that new sheriff in town? Like, is he settled in town yet? Is he settled in yet? So, yeah. Yeah, Scorpio, it's all over YouTube. Christmas covered it. Oh, hello there. Oh, hello, I just lost my chat. What did I just do? I did what? Oh yeah, that was a beautiful message. I know many missing peoples. How many missing persons cases have you worked? Have you worked in? CCMP 90. Well, she's my missing persons cold cases, nearly 100 now. Parapsychological investigation, yeah, nearly 100. But this one is the most intense one, like the longest I've worked on a case. He takes over and okay. Yeah, I worked on the, I put out a Sweet Scorpio, the Summer Wells case as well, if you want to watch that one. There's a few. Madeline McCann, Gabby Petita, a few. Like a few of them went viral, but I don't choose cases. Choose me. So the Delphi, right? I'm going to tell you something about that Delphi case, right? 2021. I'd already foreseen that whole thing in 2021. I even had a description of the guy. So if you want to watch my video with that, I even do an analysis update and everything. When that happened, I'm like, oh, I got kicked in the gut. He looked just like the guy. A softer version. I was seeing a weird softer version though of him, but oh my God, yeah, I knew it was going to be students. I knew this guy was. I even sent the FBI that report back in 2021 to prepare for a possible serial killer. Now, he killed 4 people. Well, once you kill 3, you already hit that mark. However, because it was a frenzied, had he not been caught, he would have done it again. So he would have literally become a serial killer. But I'd already foreseen that him. I saw it all in 2021. So actually what I'll do is, where is my, I'll put it in the chat right now. So if you want to watch it, because you'd have to watch the video. I actually put it all in one video as well, so you can watch what I was getting in 2021, then the update and that case. I was like, really? I just couldn't believe it actually came to pass. I thought I'd put it out early enough because I'd been on that, I'd gone to that future timeline, and then I'd seen what was coming. It was, again, the way I was seeing it is very weird. Like, he had a type and everything, and he had a type. But also, what you've got to understand symbolically about the case with him and what I was getting was, he was mirroring the version of who he thought he was. And he was not who he thought he was. So it's interesting. Let me try and find, and then I'll stick it in the chat for you all to watch. If you want to watch the video. I was talking about the Delphi murders, the students, right? Yeah. I knew it was in a small town. I knew. I go into detail as well, so. Is it? Yeah, 2 hours and 53. So this pretty much, sorry, covers. Let me just make sure it covers the update, the beginning. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's got all three. It's got the updated, then I tell you, then the first in 2021, and then when it kicked off on November the 30th, I believe. I was really shocked. Really shocked, I won't lie. And that was a gruesome, that was a horrible visual, a timeline visual to have to witness as well. I was like really disturbed. And like I say, I did actually, that's when you could actually email the FBI back then, I believe. Yeah, I had an email address, but now you can't even email them. So it's weird. So let me, okay, there we are. Let me just put it in the chat box for you all. Ooh. And let me know if you can open it, because I may have just forgot to change the setting. I'll check it anyway, just in case. I'll come back to your chats in a moment, my people, so I just want to put that in, because that was one case, like I say, that was an early case as well. I'll be catching up in a moment. So, I'm still here. Okay. I just want to make sure the settings is to public as well for this case. Yeah, so you should be able to open it. Whenever you want to watch that one. It's in 3 parts, but that'll disturb me. Right, where were we? Let me take a look. Ooh la la. He takes over in August or September. TJ, that's what Will's case is about. Oh, okay, so Delphi. Were we just talking about the same Delphi? Why do I feel like I just saw Delphi and then I went completely somewhere different? Let me figure it out. 5-year-old girl that went missing from rural Tennessee. Strange circumstances. Oh, yeah. And they're calling it and it's an abduction, but nobody's buying it. I didn't buy it either. That little girl is closer to home, or much closer. And I feel like a lot of people know as well. The guy that was arrested, or the guy that lived in the property, they were found. Oh yes, TJ, they said she was in the house. Disappeared. Escopia got justice. Oh, it was horrible. Let's all start a missing persons agency. Well, that's why I can't wait to open up my Parapsychology Institute, because that's how I'm going to be doing my parapsychological investigations. And anybody that wants to bring their expertise to me, and we can all help. It's, you know, teamwork makes that dream work, doesn't it? And we can all do our own investigations, because that's kind of what we've all been doing anyway. The Delphi murderer. Did I get that correct? Is that the one you were talking about, Sweet Scorpio? That's why I just went searching for that video and everything. Yep, I do. Nancy's case is my first. Yes. Delphi where the girls. Oh, good Lord! Sorry, oh my God! Why did I go to the murdered students in their beds? That's not even the same case. The Delphi. I never worked on that one. I don't remember why. I don't know if there was because they were looking at I don't know whether they got the wrong guy. But I don't know, maybe I was working on another case at the time, but I do remember that one. I do apologise. I went straight to the students. That was weird. Why did I go there from there and they're not even the same bloody case? I hope I didn't confuse you all. Yeah, that was awful, that one. Need the funding, I'm afraid, Sweet Scorpio. We need funding. We need, and it's very hard because mine's non-evidence based, but that does not mean I can't, you know, private investigators with their own licenses can't come on the team and, you know, invest their expertise and all that beautiful stuff. We've already got Michelle and TJ, and we've got Cozy. We have all got, you know, all got our own skills here. We cannot bring them to my institute. I followed the Petito case. I knew exactly where she was as well. I even sent that. Actually, when I worked on Gabby Petito's case, I sent that I actually emailed that the same night to the FBI because I knew I could see where she was and everything. Oh my God, that was... I was seeing her laid on her side and everything. And so that was a really sad case for me as well. But I sent that immediately to them before it went viral. Because again, when I know when some cases are slightly going to hit, when they hit the freaking, you know, mainstream media, and not mainstream, but yeah, and social media, it all goes. Even Jay Slater, I worked on his case, like within the first days of him missing, I could see him in the ravine and everything. I knew exactly, it was 40 minutes in, you know, and I sent that, the reports of the Tenerife police the next day, and it took over a month to find him because the fucking idiotic, internet went, the diabolical people just went weird, didn't they? Sent the law enforcement and everything to a completely different direction. Conspiracy theories, the whole shebang. Had they just looked at my report and gone, okay, well, let me just take a look. It's not going to cost, we're already in the area. It's not going to cost us anything. Had they just gone in 40 minutes in, I was seeing him slipping and everything. They would have found him a lot faster. But creatures on the internet just... So what can we do? And I was just kind of like, and then what did they do? A month later, they found him not far from where he started, which is where I said, not far from the house and everything. The direction he was going in, I could see what he was doing. He was following the ocean. Because he thought, there's a cut, you know, there's a shortcut. It's not. But he found, it was on this trail and he came off the trail and he was not thinking clearly because he was dehydrated and everything. I was even seeing it, like, there was a grandfather figure with him as well, because, you know, when I was connected to him, he was unconscious at that point, but had he still, you know, I felt like he was hanging on to borrowed time, but after I knew if they didn't find him within, like, I'd say another 24 hours of me when I was remote viewing, he was not going to make it. But the fact that there was a grandfather figure with him anyway, it's like they'd already come to collect him. So I was like, oh, but then I was just sort of following where he went, and he was in the ravine. That's exactly where they found him. So, you know, I can only do what I do, but yeah. Michelle, I followed a lot, but never been on a YouTube person until Nancy. I don't like, I hate it when cases go viral, like, immediately, because they go viral for all the wrong reasons. Like, why they should go viral, obviously, awareness, but it never turns out like that. It always goes, the creatures come out, and then it just goes, you know, that's why I always avoid watching anything, you know, if they don't have any relevance to my own investigations. I don't really like to watch anything. And then like I say, when I start to see the direction they're going in, so they're going to turn this case upside down. They're just going to make it all diabolically weird and conspiracy and everything. So it makes it so much harder. And then you get the freaks, the evil, the creatures come out and start, you know, making money off it all the time. Just, it's disturbing, it's disgusting. But YouTube loves it because they make money too, remember. When people go viral for diabolical crap that's trending, remember YouTube and all these platforms make money from advertising as well, because advertising is the most evil game on the planet. So is that the Sweet Scope here? Is that the Delphi guy? Is that, didn't they get the wrong guy? Hardly ever watch YouTube until Nancy. Yeah, I didn't, and I never, like I say, I always made the video and I put them up, but I never, and I always like sent the reports out back then. But never really invested the same way as Nancy's. But I didn't choose Nancy's case though. Like Nancy and her guardians, that they literally chose me. They like aligned us immediately. So that's when, and I can't ignore my calling. But once I get aligned, like anybody that wants me to work on a case for them, absolutely. It's part of my business, but they'll get the same method of investigative insights and everything. They get the real-time remote viewing session and everything. Nothing's different to how I work on Nancy's case, any other missing persons case. Sometimes, like I say, Kerry, you know, she allowed me to let her, the case I worked on for her, to go public, but some of my clients don't like to. They like it, you know. So it just depends on the client's preference. And I offer that service on my internet, on my website too. So anybody that does, if you know anybody that has a loved one, or you know somebody that's got has a missing persons case or a cold case, you can always, you know, if the case is not going anywhere, and they just want different insights, you can always use my service for that. And you get to the client gets to watch the video and everything I'm bringing to the table, including the report and everything. So yeah, but I feel like, and the strange thing is with Nancy's case, I remember he was saying she was hidden in his mum's garden and everything. Oh, the Gabby Petito, I've got extremism into it. People just go. But when I saw her, she was in Utah. I saw her. I even knew how she was. I even knew she was strangled and everything. I even put those details in long before we even found her. So I usually get to see the last memory of energy. Unfortunately, it's not always pleasant. But I have to record it. I have to bring it to the table, because when there is an autopsy, it tends to correlate with my findings as well. And I feel like with Nancy's case though, it's like she's open, it's like her beautiful energy's just opened a big can of worms that needed to be open in other ways. Not just the perpetrators, but exposing people online. Literally exposing vile people online, making money out of misery, and no, I don't like that. But that's becoming too trendy. That's becoming too much of a thing, and I think it's disgraceful. Carol, that's what happened with me. I saw on the porch guy in the pig in the news, and I was like, oh my god, that poor old lady. It made me think about someone doing that too. Well, yeah, exactly. Like I'd seen, well, I'd already got on this case before they even produced that image anyway, but all I heard was a woman in Tucson, 84-year-old woman's been abducted from she's gone missing. No, that's right, she's gone missing. And I thought, oh, hello there. And then there was the silver alert, I believe, that they put out. Then it was a few days later, as apparently she's been abducted. I'm like, what the hell? That went. So she's not missing. Like, she hadn't got wandered off. That's how it was kind of coming across at first, if I remember correctly. And then it was a few days later, and I'm like, okay, so she's been abducted. Oh, good Lord. And that's, you know, and then all of a sudden on the 7th at 5:05 a.m, I'm like, oh, hello there. And then she came at me, and I'm like, oh, no. Okay, this is not a normal case. This warrants one of mine. So that's, and then I got up. I saw the visual of what she was showing me. I got up, and I'm like, I've got to get down to Tucson. I need to do a real-time remote viewing session. I'll go to the I'll go to the police station and just see if I can sit there and do it. Then I can give them the information. And that all went tits up. that didn't go to plan. So I got to the hotel and just started the first real-time remote viewing session. I was up, like I say, I was down in Tucson by 11:30. I just had it headed straight down, and that's, you know. So, and that's how my my investigation started. And it was, even then, when I was seeing the visual, I'm like, this is time sensitive. Like, we need to find this woman now, and that's why I shot down to Tucson. And when I got down there, it's like, they're not taking tips. What you're talking about? And then I'm like, well, what's going on with this case? And that's when it went weird. So that's when I tapped in. I'm like, oh, for the love of God! And then it just took me right to this point. It's been quite, like I say, an interestingly intricate, long case for me, you know. I used to be a geriatric nurse, and anything with old people gets me. Oh yeah, because they're more vulnerable and everything, and they're just too vulnerable. It's disgusting now how people treat older people as well, like older, you know, like relative abuse, old age, even like nursing homes. I think people are diabolical. I'm telling you. Case, and I ended up seeing JLR as a suggestion and watching him, and saw the streamers, and he was talking to and sub to all. Yeah, that's how you found me, because I accidentally crossed paths with him on Nancy Street. So, now I'm a YT junkie. Adelphi, a lot of people think they got the wrong guy. Yes, yeah, that's interesting. I felt like, I don't know, maybe I remember wanting to tap. I can't remember the reason why I didn't tap into that case. Maybe I wasn't meant to, but I still feel like I was working on another case at the time, though. I'm intrigued to see what went on there. Sweet, that first picture was eerie. I also have a soft spot for older people ever since I was... Yeah, me too. My heart goes out to... Yeah, because they're a lot more vulnerable, you know, and people really do hurt them and take advantage of them and everything. Like, I've cared for older people and stuff like that. Michelle, I stumbled on JLR, and good fortune I found Karen on his live stream. Yeah, that was not meant to be, but that was just random. So I was trying to, I wanted to tap in while I was that close to a house. He just happened to start filming as well. So I don't mind who was, I mean, I didn't mind him filming me at all, because I would have been filming it myself. That's what I do. But I feel like some of his best came along to mine, so it was great. So, that's how I found Karen and JLR too. Right place at the right time. And funny enough as well, I'd already been there early in the morning before, while he was doing his search. I think it was with Jim or somebody like that. And I almost missed him. Like, the second time I came, I thought, oh, well, you know what? I'll just go, and I wasn't even planning on doing anything. I thought, you know, he's here. That's the guy who's been monitoring. I'll just go and shake his hand and say hi, and, you know, what a great job you're doing. And then it just went, oh, I came to a remote viewing session, but the police, they're not, so I'm going to have to go to it just wasn't meant to go the way it went, but it, you know, we just went with it. I just went with it. So I got my table out and everything. So, annoyed the neighbour. Yeah, teacher, she did. Teacher, she really has. And Nancy helped those graves being found. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. Michelle, absolutely, she's on a soul mission. 1000%. I do. I feel like that's what I was saying as well. I feel like this poor woman's on a soul mission now. Like, but that usually happens with energy as well. They tend to choose. That's kind of sometimes what they do when they cross over. They're like, I want to, and especially if they want to sort of cross over peacefully, they need to complete. But you'd be amazed at what they can do for others as well in the meantime. It's really amazing. People don't fully understand the spiritual realm or the dimensions at all, but if they did, you would understand a lot more than you knew before. It's really amazing. I love it. I really try not to judge, but the family, you're not looking. That was, yeah, I agree. I feel like we all feel like that, don't we? I agree, they keep saying, but they haven't at all. But they have been doing it quietly. She said it again. I am with you in this. Yeah, exactly. I think so. It's why there's so many resources. I'd be, I mean, I know she gave $500,000 to that, was it Missing Persons charity, who turned out to be working with a remote viewer. It's like, okay then. So I understood then just where the money was going, where the resources were going. So it was like, okay then. So he's just doing what I'm doing, but he's getting paid for it. And yet, I still feel like his remote viewer was getting a lot of my information. Like there was a remote viewer tapping into mine, and they were repeating my information. He was repeating my information months after I'd already put it out there. So I'm like, really? Are you for real right now? So there's been a lot of false crap with this case too. False people, and that's sad. And I also knew that was going to be a problem because I already knew her guardians were blocking everybody from intruding on her energy. I guess the resources go where who you're connected to. I think that's what that's all about. It's like who you're connected to, who you know. And clearly I'm intrigued to know what they got. So, oh, thank you so much, Wendy, for those for the floating hat. I didn't see it. Why didn't I not see it? Oh la la! Thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate that. Hey, Wendy. Thank you for gifting the hat to Karen. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Wendy. The remote viewer that watched your remote view went, yep, exactly. And if that's the one that was working for that charity, who was working with that PI, it's like, hang on a minute, you're repeating my freaking intel, like weeks and months after mine. So, okay, I get it. It's clearly who you're associated with, so I don't play that freaking game. But, yeah, that's when my ancestors started stepping in and like, blocking a lot of these remote viewers, spying on, right, watching me, But I'm not surprised because, again, a lot of psychics and everything were getting blocked from tapping into her energy, and mediums are getting blocked from tapping into her energy because they were intruding, which means remote viewers were getting blocked from her energy for intruding. So it was only inevitable that because I was still getting access and I was getting a hell of a lot of information, that began to start tapping into my energy, which caused a big freaking problem on the astral realm, because now my ancestors are like, oh, fuck off. Hell no, you're not playing that game. So I just left that to my ancestors at that point. But yeah, it's a real thing. This kind of stuff happens all the time. So, and I was even seeing, even when I was outside that condo, and I was seeing that number 46, 41 or 46, the number on the door, the apartment block in Tucson. And then all of a sudden that remote viewer just randomly came out of nowhere, and I went, oh, hello there. Hello. And then, but I instantly knew he was watching me, watching what was going on. I'm like, oh, you cheeky twat, right? So he was a remote viewing me, watching what I was seeing. The audacity. But that's what these people do. Not the right one though, nope. I honestly think she only gave this because so many people were bitching about why the case is getting so much attention. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, yeah, I understand that. I totally get that too. But what have they done? What have they, I mean, if I was gonna donate $500,000 to exploited missing people, I'd like to think they're doing something for me. I've got a kind heart, but hey, I'm looking at my mother here, you know. Can we use your resources? You've clearly got them. You've got ex-investigators, you've got retired remote viewers, obviously. You've got retired people that are probably in the FBI and stuff like that. So what are they getting for you? What are they able to find that law enforcement and nobody else isn't? So I'd be asking, it's one thing to, that's a big donation. But then again, what did you get for that? Why so? I have questions there too, but that's just me. So I'll keep those to myself for now. And then again, who those people are affiliated with and who they belong to tells me everything I need to know about them too. So. Makes sense to me. Yes, strong. I agree. On point, sweet. I am skeptical about some of the organisations. I'm skeptical about all of them, cozies. Don't even worry about it. A lot of them are very corrupt. Some of them got really corrupt people in it. So I don't like any sort of organisations. Not like that. I'm very skeptical about them. When you just do a little deep, there you go, TJ. There's some homework. When you just do some deep dives on who these people are, just deep dive on who they are and where they came from and who they're affiliated with, what memberships they paid into. They're all very interconnected. That's why they all get these organisations in the first place, and that's why they all get the funding. They have to put the money somewhere to get the 501c back, to get their fucking receipts. These are not, again, when you understand where they come from, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they're not caring. They care about the charitable donations and the kickback. So, that's why they create these, so like, no, I don't trust any of them. It's absolutely a tax write-off. So that's $500,000 tax write-off right there, isn't it? Think of it like that. That's a big tax write-off right there. Again, it's who you know. I mean, I kind of saw that straight away. I'm like, really? Interesting. And in Arizona, I don't trust any of these. I don't trust any of these organizations or charities in this country at all. Especially when when you look at who is part of them, who's affiliated with them, and who they're interconnected with, you'd be like, oh my God. So I stopped donating and everything. Until I found a reputable charity that has nothing to do with these little creatures that belong to secret societies and shit like that. I ain't putting my money there. And they don't do anything out of the goodness of the heart. It's tax write-off for a reason. Why do you think they all have so many churches? Why do you think they can build these multi-million-dollar churches. Where do you think that money comes from? I'm a freaking minister and I can't build a church. I can't even build a healing retreat because I'm not affiliated with people. I don't pay into a membership, right? That allows them to give me millions of dollars to build a church that they know they're going to be able to control financially and get all of the right. It's all in scams. It's all bullshit. In the words of George Carlin, it's all bullshit. I know, it's true though. It's true though, Scorpio. It kind of, when you sort of I mean, I'm not saying every church is corrupt at all. I mean, there's some genuinely good ones out there, but majority of them, I don't think so. In really rich areas and everything, you really need a church every mile away. Multi-million-dollar churches that are like 20,000 square foot. What the hell? Probably. I just understand too much. That's my problem. Yeah, I'd rather donate my time. Yeah, me too. Because I would probably donate my time to like shelters and like food banks and stuff like that. That's, even then they still work on write-offs and stuff like that as well, so, but yeah. Every December I donate a small amount to the homeless, absolutely. Yeah, it's all corruption. It's all tainted, unfortunately. I think when you see it and you understand it, you look at it all very differently and you're like, oh, okay. Wow, there's a lot of you, isn't there? So, I mean, if I wanted to, as a minister, if I wanted to open a healing retreat, it wouldn't be a church, but it would be, you could come there and, you could come in there and pray. You could come there and be educated my way. You can come there for parapsychological counselling, spiritual counselling. You can come there for all of that, but it wouldn't be earned by any other person. I wouldn't even allow that. I wouldn't allow somebody to say, okay, Karen, there's a few million bucks. You open your, no. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it myself. So nobody gets a piece of the pie. Nobody gets their hands in it. Nobody else controls it or anything. So that's how I'm going to do it. There are over 100 churches in my small county. Like, what the hell? They're on exactly. Well, that's, yeah. Those are your, you know what I'm talking about. In small towns, and you got over 100 churches and just in one small town. How many? There's probably more churches than these people. It tells you everything you need to know. George Carlin was a funny dude. My brother had 8-track and all, and I can't say it on TV. Oh yeah, and he thought I was asleep and played it. Well, he was right about everything. He understood everything, and he just brought it to the comical stage. He understands everything. Because that was very sweet of you. You do when it comes to donating, do what you feel is right for you. Like, I like to go to Goodwill. Like, I like to get what I need, especially when why would I buy brand new clothes I will buy clothes I need for doing YouTube videos, right? It's cost effective. But I'm also donating at the same time. So you can still do multiple things. You can still, like, I don't need to brag about it, but whenever I go out, whenever I hit Phoenix and stuff like that and I go into the city, I always take a cooler full of waters for the homeless people. I don't need validation. I don't need the world to know I do it or see it. It's just integrity. It's what you do when people are not watching. There's many ways you can help your fellow men and women, your brothers and sisters. That's as simple as that. But do I buy it? Do I pay into these these corrupt organisations and charities. Absolutely freaking not. Every word was a curse word, and he drank on the stage. Oh yeah, but that's why I like George Carlin, because he was so real. Like, you're not going to get it was about as authentic as it comes in that on that stage, but he understood everything as well, and he just tried to educate people through his comedy in the funniest way possible, But he had foresight, you know what I mean? Like when he started, he was seeing the future of how bad it was going to get, and he was completely right. Yes, they do, and that's what. And the problem with some of these corrupt churches and corrupt preachers, and you've got to remember, when you understand who these preachers and pastors belong to, who they're affiliated with, and it's not a hard deep dive to do, right? When you understand where they belong to and who they're connected to, you would not want to pay anything, because all you're doing is paying their lifestyle. You're paying into a lifestyle, a multi-million-dollar lifestyle. Why on earth would anybody go to church knowing they're broke and they can't even afford to put fuel in the car, and you start getting your freaking credit card out until you tot right off? Hell no. That's when I become a pissed off pastor. That is when the pissed off pastor comes out of me. I can't tolerate that kind of crap. And these evil creatures on stage, like, you gotta donate $1,000. God's watching. Like, you need to get off the stage, lady. You're a demon. You're a literal demon. Ooh, and you creatures, what is wrong with you people? So, why are you listening to a creature saying, what the hell does God need $1,000 of you for? I can't with these people. It brings out the pissed off passion. If I was ever going to go on stage and do comedy with my warrior's mouth, I would be the pissed off pastor. I'd be exposing everything. It's disgraceful. I shut the clearance racks, yeah, I do, because I'm a smart woman. Nothing wrong with that. I buy some of my greatest little finds and little nibbly bits and bobs and candles and everything. I get them from Goodwill. Yeah, because the hands are held pointed. Oh yeah, Michelle. I hear you. Yep. Karma bends it down. They make you show your W2s to show you are teeth in the right. What the? Jesus Christ. The fact that people can't understand that, when that's what you've got to do just to go into a church. If people can't understand how, that's the literal definition of corruption right there. Like, that's not, oh God, really? Okay, it's like God going, I'm going to need to see your W2s. God doesn't even need your money, let alone your W2s. Your crooked little pastors do. Your crooked little secret societies do that own those churches. Your crooked people need to see what you're worth. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I really wish people would wake up. Root of all evil, religion. Root of all evil. These people prove it. That's okay, the light's shining, they're exposing them. It's up to the people now to wake up themselves. And if they're not going to wake up, it's their own fault. So, if you've really got to produce that, no. I would just look at them and go, oh my God, you're just a demon. That's the work of demons. That's the work of the devil, literally. That's the devil energy right there. Mind-blowing, but all these churches are corrupt. That's it. Became Pentecostal. I can't believe I was getting brainwashed by a Pentecostal when I was young. I'm glad I snapped out of that quite quickly. Even like the Most High was like, what are you doing? You don't belong to a church. You don't belong to a cult. You're not getting baptized tomorrow. You've already got the relationship with me. What are you doing? So, I never went back. But then I got persecuted and bullied and everything because I walked away. Ooh la la. wanted me to sign a contract with them at 13 years old when I didn't need my parents' permission. These people are evil creatures, I'm telling you. They know what they're doing. They know what they do. People have got to wake up. They know exactly what they're doing. These people, these preachers, are the biggest sinners on the planet in this country. They are the biggest... Oh, God. This is why I can't follow biblical scriptures, because these people they're just terrible. They're just like, oh, they take the commandments. Yeah, thou shalt not sleep with my neighbour's wife, right? Okay, well, why are you committing infidelity then? You fucking hypocrites, religious hypocrites. Can't stand them. Can't stand the religious hypocrites. They're the biggest sinners on the planet. And they actually think they're going to heaven. They actually think they're going to a version of heaven, a heavenly state of consciousness. Delusional. So, they're going right where they belong, downstairs. Probably 1D or 2D, and that is not where you want to go. That's where they deserve to be. That's cool, Michelle. That just seems strange, Michelle. There's a lot of Mormons in Vegas and they wait to believe. Couldn't wait for certain days. Karen, have you done a lot of marriage ceremonies? No. I mean, I can do them if I wanted to, but I haven't. I can do hand fasting and all that beautiful stuff. I could do funerals if I wanted to, but it doesn't feel like where the part of being a minister, that feels like where I've had to use my services is more trying to educate people on the spiritual, the realities and parapsychological investigations and things like that. Also trying to educate people and to snap out that religious cult paradigms and dogma and fallacies, and trying to help people that way, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't do ceremonies in the future or anything like that. I'm a spiritual minister, not a religious one. I don't. I'm guided by the Most High. I am not guided by men or women. I don't listen to people. I don't listen to rules. I don't listen to that kind of crap. I don't listen to corruption. I'm not corruptible. I listen to the guidance of the Most High God, and that is it. And I assure you, the God's source that I pray to every single minute of every single day is not the same God they pray to at all. They are not the same. Yeah. Oh, I agree, Carol. I know, right? Wow. Karen, I also dated a Jehovah's Witness, but he wasn't practicing. He did everything against the church. He was a bit crazy though. It didn't last long. He's probably a little bit crazy because he's trying to break away from the freaking indoctrination, you know, the religious indoctrination and brainwashing. It's hard for some people. I'll tell you what, had Charlie Kirk, give it 10 years with Charlie Kirk, had he understood the true God energy, he would have got away from the religious doctrines. Probably take him another 10 years when he was a bit older and understood a lot more, because I feel like he was starting to learn a lot more too much because of the people who was around. Had he lived a little bit longer, and 10 years, I think he would have been practicing his faith a little bit differently, and he would have been preaching it more spirituality and the God energy, not just the false religious doctrines. Because unfortunately, he was a bit religiously brainwashed too, as they all are. But those are the types of men that end up with Jezebels anyway. And women like that, they end up with Jezebel men. Oh, I thought you meant Karen did your marriage. Karen, maybe that was an expensive situation. Good man, Karen. He was probably breaking away. Yeah, it happens. It's spiritual psychosis. It's not a bad thing. It's just it don't look good. It's a lot of confusion, but when a lot of people are breaking away from the churches and they, oh, hello there, hello, okay, something's coming in. I'll keep going. But when people are moving away from these sort of like religious doctrines and, you know, the brainwashing, because they are part of cult, they're all cults anyway, you do not need to be sitting in a pew in any shape or form twice a week. I don't really care. You do not need to be going to a quiet place of worship. You're the temple, you're the church. God is within you. Your source is within. Yeshua, Christ consciousness, Yeshua's Christ consciousness is within you. Like I say, I pray. I have a private relationship with God. My relationship with God is not public. I don't need to be going like, no. I have fights with God. Right? That's the private relationship. I have literal, verbal, are you for real right now? And then I get the understanding as to why things are like they are, and I get the clarity. But I do not need to be going to a place of worship to do that at all. I don't need to sit in a pew and go, oh my God, no, I don't think so. I pray every single day, all day long. My relationship with Most High God has been there since I was born. I was a child of God, literally. So I've always known I've had a relationship with Most High God. My family hated it. My family hated the fact that I was the Bible basher and everything in my family. I was ridiculed, I was bullied, but I did not care because I had a relationship with the Most High God. So that's why when I tried to find a place that I fitted in, they ended up being freaking religious cult churches. And then, oh no, this is not for me. I knew. Like, no, stay away. You don't need to. You're already with me. I'm already with you. So that's the relationship. But a lot of people, when they do break away from the churches and cults and things like that, they do go through a bit of spiritual psychosis. They need to heal. They just need to get some counselling and, you know, just to sort of understand, you know, it doesn't feel good, but it's, you know, it's kind of what happens when you're being programmed and brainwashed and mind controlled. Exactly. It's really sad. But a lot of people are snapping out, and a lot of people are waking up and moving away from the church because they're starting to understand it's not normal, because it's not normal. The way people preach, the way they are sinners. And then they realise then a lot of witchcraft is happening in the churches. For the love of God, are you for real? It's like, okay then. These are the little Bible bashers that will whack you on the head with the Bible saying, you cannot be spiritual. You cannot use those. That's the devil's work. Yet they're spellcasters. These are terrible, terrible human beings. You want to be away from them. So, hypocrites. Terrible human beings. And they have no shame. They have no shame at all. And then they think, well, I'll just go back to church on Sunday and ask for forgiveness. They forget what I do and what people like me do. These are God-given gifts. They're just jealous. So, that's all. Would you believe it's been 7 years since I've seen him, and I blocked him and he blurs up on my... Oh, hello there, that's not... Yeah, Carol, you might want to keep an eye on that one. That's not normal. He sounds unhealed. Yeah, be careful. Carol, you have interesting guys you've been with. Oh, haven't we all? Look, the nicer you are, the more loving you are, you're going to attract the ones that need more healing, the ones that need more, the more damaged ones, because that's what we attract, because we just want to help everybody, but we can't help everybody, unfortunately. But we live and learn. It's okay, you know. Sometimes they're just training for us. They're just training. I never look at it as like wasted time, or, oh my God, I wasted all that time, oh my God. No, I didn't. I had an education. Some people are just sent to us to educate us, to, you know, strengthen up our discernment and everything, that's all. So no lessons ever goes, and no, just always remember that, Carol, you know. Some of us just have stranger educations, that's all. So. Fortunately for me, he moved to Florida. I feel so that But if you don't feel safe, do something about it though. Don't, you know, because some people are just not always fully functional either. That probably do need a bit more help, you know. I have some really funny stories. I couldn't make stories up. You'd be like, what the hell? Well, bring them to Spooky Tuesday. We'll definitely be entertained by them. That's what we like Spooky Tuesday for as well. So we can do all of this. I feel like I've just started I went from a real-time remote viewing session into a Spooky Tuesday. So it's no more. But I'm going to close it out in about 10 more minutes though. Ooh la la. But I'm going to keep reading because I'm just catching up with the messages too. Carol, should we get some popcorn ready for your stories? Yeah, we should. And also, like I say, I actually put out some information today, so let's just see how the internet rolls with it. see how far they take it and everything, you know what I mean? You those that know, you'll know. I'd be intrigued to see how far my insights go tonight. You kind of missed it at the beginning now, Michelle. Carol, should we get sorry, I just reread that. Currently I'm single and have been for the last 6 years. Yeah, I'm happy being alone. I like my own company. I've got way too much self-love for myself, so I'm not giving it away to anybody anymore. I'm giving it to me. It's okay. Make sure you get extra butter with a big gulp, Michelle. Carol, I don't blame you. I like being alone. I don't mind it at all. Last thing I need is another. I'm certainly not looking for a freaking handler. You're joking right now. I certainly don't need another freaking narcissist. Jesus Christ. Do you know, every single, like, it's like every single person from my past had narcissistic tendencies and everything. It's like, what the hell? Everybody. Like, I'm not even remotely interested in any sort of like long-term relationship because I'm just still healing my nervous system. It's nice and balanced now and it's staying that way. It's people that disrupt it, and especially men. You're joking, right? Good God. Too many games, too many... No. Yeah, those lessons, it's okay. We learn a lot of lessons. It's just training. Sometimes... we all just have little different educations, that's all, different. Tomorrow is my last day of work, so. Yeah, cozy, just. How have you been feeling as well since I sent all that healing? Have you been feeling really relaxed and everything? I hope so. Yep, 1:30 to 2 a.m. Oh la la. Yeah. TJ text. And updating me on the information. LOL. Good night, everyone. Much love and light. Absolutely, yeah. Thank you all. I've just caught up with everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, just watch the internet now. But thank you so much for coming in tonight. I thought I was going to get a little bit more, but I feel like I felt like there was a little bit of intrusion going on, so they just shut the dimensional door, which means there's no more tapping in. So, but I'm going to draw this little kitchen area. I'm going to make it in the next few days. I'm going to try to draw it up a little bit and try and put some colour into it as well, and give you an idea of what I was sort of seeing. So, but then I'll put that on the community band. Yes, I've been relaxed this evening, thank you. Oh, good, I'm so glad, yeah. It's going to keep flowing for you, so just lots of, like, fluids and teas and beautiful stuff, just because that energy is still flowing. It probably will be for another few days, so just keep grounded. That's good to hear, though. Good night. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely, sweet Scorpio. You too. Good night. Sweet dreams, everybody. We understand the assignment. Yes, absolutely. Give me feedback. I'm intrigued for the feedbacks. Good night, Cozy. Absolutely. Good night, Cozy. Carol, TJ, Michelle, everybody else. Kerry. I think, is Kerry still here? Yeah, thank you so much. I have been drinking. Oh, beautiful. Yes, good stuff. Good stuff. Good night, Carol. Thank you for all you do. You too, sweet dreams. Thank you too, Carol. Yeah. I'm going to have one more cup of tea and chamomile tea for bed. I'll relax a little bit before I go to bed. I just finished watching The Doors in Corfu on Netflix. I mean, Prime. I love it. It's really funny. So, yes. Oh yeah. I'm going to just send you all some love quickly too. Ooh, Tiffany Rivera, thank you for your love. Oh, I didn't know you were watching. Well, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I hope it was insightful. It's certainly not normal. I know that much. But I don't do normal, so. I have been watching Little House on the Prairie. I have one episode left. Oh, I used to watch the original when I was a kid. I used to love it. I used to cry a lot as well. Good night, Tiffany, sweet dream. So I am going to leave that right there, you beautiful souls. So sweet dreams, everybody. And I will see you all tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Spooky Tuesday. Ooh la la. Bring your stories, Carol. You know, the funnier the better. We like to laugh. Ciao, ciao.